Oh yeah. And sorry, there's something I actually meant to ask you last session, but I didn't get around to. You told when we interrogated Rasmus, he told us that he is being put on everything by an evil being. You gave us a name. You pronounced it weirdly, but was that Acererak, as in like the Acererak, or was it someone who just sounds kind of like
the?
And who is the
like
one?
Who is the forgotten realm, like super mega, best evil as ever. Like obviously we don't know that, but I'm for the spelling. I checked.
Okay.
You're crossing out there. No one Google this, Tom, by the way. I hope it's a do it later. If you Google it, you'll find a lot of stuff about Timo Annihilation.
No, it's like it's don't Google it, but like if you like any kind of prep in Pathfinder systems, you really heard of Acererak. He's like a fucking dude, you know.
He's like
Thanos in Pathfinder or in D&D.
He's like who?
Thanos.
That's actually that's like a really good example. Yeah, it's basically like Thanos.
So, arrogant douchebag, powerful, purple. Don't forget purple.
He is purple.
We need someone with reduced person, boys.
To become Ant-Man? I don't know.
Oh. Gonna go up his ass. The classic.
Great. So then I shall begin. Having rescued Zeno and my father from their captivity, as well as several other prisoners of various origin, we supplied them as best we could and sent them on their way to find safe haven within Omu, minus Zeno, who rejoined us for the remainder of our exploration. The poor furbolg had his eyes gouged out by the Yuan-Ti, but in an awe-inspiring display of newfound power, Richard restored his vision with a burst of holy energy. Our continued searching of the palace revealed several areas of interest, including a seeing pool, which granted me a vision of Dendar consuming the world. I fear that this vision may have left me slightly mad, or at least given me a strange compulsion, but the affliction has proven harmless enough so far. Eventually, we found our way into Rasmus's harem, where we were surprised to find ourselves rescuing a doppelganger, who thanked us and departed swiftly. The concubines inside revealed to us some interesting things about their leader, including that they are not particularly loyal, that he himself was afflicted by the death curse without knowing the cause, and the location of his lair. Armed with this information, we were finally able to track him down. The Yuan-Ti leader was a sorry sight. The Soulmonger's affliction had left him a weak and hollow husk. After a short struggle, our combined strength overwhelmed him, and we were able to interrogate him for information. He revealed to us that he had been misled by an evil being named Acererak, who had promised to release Dendar in exchange for the service of the Yuan-Ti. Knowing this now, I am beginning to doubt my original assertion that Dendar is truly the being brought forth by the Soulmonger. As evil as the Yuan-Ti are, I suspect that they may also be victims here in their own twisted way. Either way, it matters little whether our mission is to stop Dendar or some similar being. If we fail, the world will be in just as much trouble either way. Having gotten all the usable information we could, we left Artus to settle his score, an event which Rasmus did not survive. Now we have but one path available to us. We must recover the remaining cubes, enter the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and destroy the Soulmonger by any means necessary.
Nice.
Sounds about right. And I guess you wrote that down while Artus was having a talk with.
Oh, we heard the screams in the background.
Like I get that, which Rasmus did not survive, as like the screen was cut off.
Oh yeah, he did like a Mortal Kombat fatality, right, where he froze him entirely.
Yeah, so that just happened. You just stepped through the door and shut it behind him. I kind of slammed it behind him. And the rest of you were just standing around. What do you do?
A great victory was had today.
Yeah.
Great victory was had today. Let us escape from here and celebrate and remember the fallen.
Arthur nods. He's like, do you think it's worth using the magic means as our disposal to get out, or should we try to use the tunnel again?
Well, it could only teleport us to the other teleporters, could it not? So.
I mean,
We have
One,
other
my
magic
my dagger, your cloak, your spells.
I
think we should
could.
be capable of finding our way out on foot.
Yeah, I don't believe we do not have enough to carry everyone else.
If we meet any
I have everyone
other
out.
vermin, we can eliminate them.
Yeah, you do look very healthy, Alphonse.
You know,
You know how he's like. You can do that. Chris, you're forgetting to mute Chris when you're not speaking.
Am I? Oh, my bad.
we're hearing the sounds of Buenos Aires.
That's beautiful.
It's like I'm there.
Yeah. Okay, where do you guys go?
We hurry to the exit.
Yep. Just someone do the path, just so I know exactly where you're going.
Someone?
Please,
Okay.
yeah.
It's so fucking annoying.
We are assuming you're all just going together.
Yeah.
So we'll let the guy with the shit internet do it.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan to me.
What's it? The progress like?
He's nice and slow and steady.
I mean, I gotta say, like, this map is also very laggy for me, so I don't think it'd be much faster.
It's not laggy for me.
Not laggy for me.
Yeah, I'm moving around just fine. I'm just using arrow keys and letting it update. because
I
want
guess
him
it's
to,
just me.
be able to say stop if I should
Well, I
stop.
have no idea where to go. Oh, okay. I found someone.
Oh, you haven't really
Hey, Tom,
been
how
down
you
here, huh?
No.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, well, as we passed like the Bloodwell, I look at Artis and Richard, I'm like, should we attempt to destroy this? It feels evil.
Well, it's what they use to create more UNT, but I don't really see how we could destroy it in a.
Oh, this is like, I'm afraid the power from my ring is all but used up today. I have no magical means to destroy it.
Unless we have a lot of oil, I do not think we could dilute it enough to destroy it that way either.
Let's see. I request we do not forget about this place and return after we are able.
I would agree with that. And we keep leaving.
Keep moving.
That just happened as we all walked past you.
Like,
I have no idea where Sky is at this point.
Yeah, Xeno's made exit, so that means you'll have. So I'm going to put you
Okay.
back.
Well, I'm in the.
Wait,
I want to
stop it.
gather some supplies from the supply room, Ian. But
Yeah, what do
apart
you
from
want
that,
me
that's it. I'm going to make you a list, and you can tell me if anything. It's all going to be from general items. You can tell me if there's anything I don't manage to find.
Sure.
It's going to be. It is going to be quite a lot of stuff. Like I'll have to ask everyone else. Well, I guess yeah. So I should roleplay. I'll tell everyone as we're like in the supply room. I say, given that our next destination, well, obviously our immediate next destination would be to recover more Q, but that our eventual next destination is going to be to enter the tomb of the Night Serpent. Not tomb of the Night Serpent, the tomb of the, what is it?
Nine
Nine
gods.
gods? What's the shrine of the Nine gods?
Dendar's Night Serpent. We get the tomb of the Night Gods.
Two
yeah.
to two.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Tomb of
Tomb of the
Annihilation.
Nine Gods. I believe that we should take this chance and the opportunity inherent in this room full of things to stock up on absolutely anything we could possibly imagine would be useful in exploring a dangerous and well, very deep likely tomb that may or may not have some sort of evil interplanet entity at the end waiting for us.
I go and grab some javelins.
Perfect. That's all you need.
I grab all the holy water.
Ooh. Wrong campaign, but
You grab the vials, I understand. They have some liquid inside.
any potions of healing?
No.
I look at Sky and say, if you wish me to carry more arrows, I notice you seem to run out in undesired circumstances.
That's an excellent idea. But I think I'm developing a plan for how we are to tackle this obstacle. And I think it's going to be very methodical and slow and safe. So I appreciate the offer, and I will indeed give you, and I hand you a quiver of arrows. a backup set to carry just in case. But I expect we're going to be carting around several £100 worth of equipment from here on out. So,
Chris,
You want us to
probably just
carry a
need
caravan?
arrow
Yeah.
days.
you've got Discord open, right? This is what
yes.
this is about the storeroom, so like that's as much as you can get, basically.
Sure. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Oh, you just gave him a list of everything in the room.
No, it mentions that in the room there's enough supplies to make 5 adventurers kits or explorers kits. I think.
Oh,
So like Chris can look through the list of what's an explorer kit and anything he wants from that he can take.
Cool.
And if there's anything you really want to search for, but isn't an explorer kit, ask me and I'll see if they're like I said, give it
Sure. Yeah.
Can I Google Explorer specs, see what's in there?
Yeah, it's also just in the player's handbook.
Yeah, that's like all the way down there.
Okay, yeah, don't Google that. I don't know.
Battle muskets, in the box, 10 torches, 10 days of rations,
basic, I
water
think.
skin,
Yeah.
5 feet of hemp.
So I imagine Chris is wanting like more stuff than that, but just so you're not asking like how many rations or like, the torch and stuff. Yeah, there's a shit ton of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of hope. Yeah.
there was a lot of explorers they got here.
And there was also insect repellent here, right?
No, I believe not. Right? I believe I said there was not. There was like incense, but no insect with that.
Okay.
And you took some of the incense, right, Podtrack?
Yeah, we took incense.
Okay.
Let's draw insect stores.
And we also got charcoal if there's charcoal here.
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
Sure, that can be charcoal. Charcoal's
Nice.
useful. I mean, it said there's 3 barrels of salt and spice if anyone's like a barrel of fucking salt.
But
We might face a giant snail in the future.
And the
so-
6 crates of bronze bars if anyone wants some bronze.
make some bronze armor.
If
Why
only
not?
we were smiths and stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, we can skip through the crystal just so you just send me a list whenever, because I don't think you'll.
I don't think we'll go over carrying capacity or anything.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think
I'll
you're
be
the
right.
items right now. Yeah, you guys stop in the storeroom, gather all you can, and you think it would be worthwhile, and then head back into the room. Let me move you onto that map.
Do we hear any? Because they're pretty like echoey halls, I imagine, right? So do we hear
Yeah.
any screams or footsteps or running about or shouting
Like
orders?
behind you?
Just like anyone.
Just in general.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I feel what time of the day we said there was. I think it was still quite early. It was like no, it was a bit after lunch, and you had the short rest. I'm gonna say it's like 4 in the afternoon by now. By the time you like gathered up all the stuff in the storeroom and everything like that.
And as we come out, the dinosaur is standing on top of the palace roaring, right? With like a
No, the
flag falling
dinosaur-
beneath it.
Then it's always nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
Or nowhere you can see. Not that it's nowhere to be seen you in general, just you guys can't see it. And yeah, I put you where you are on the map.
Right,
So, yeah.
I think we're just hurrying back towards where we left.
The others in
The others, the
in Sky
innocents.
space.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you'll quickly, not wanting to spend much time here in case any reinforcements, any of the lights show up. You hightail it back to the Silver's like original hideout. You get there fairly quickly. You without any sort of problems on the way. You just hide kind of in the shadow of the big walkway as you run past.
Yep.
And yeah, when you make it there, and you kind of, well, I mean, yeah, do you cool out? You just go straight in, or do you drink it?
Wait, I have a backup question, real quick.
Yeah.
In the storeroom, was there also like a barrel of ale?
No, there's no alcohol.
No alcohol. Shit. Okay. Well, whatever.
They did drink blood innocence, that gets you fucking wasted.
Ah, yeah, shit, dude.
So yeah, you make it to this area. Do you just do you go straight up? Like, do you knock? Do you call out? Do you go straight in?
I look at Richard and say, "Do you wish to turn into an owl first, or can we?"
I can't turn. I've already used that spell today. Can only do it once a day.
No, you don't want to put short rest. What be silly use.
Wait, it's polymorph once per short rest.
All your spells,
are
right?
once per short
That's
rest.
not a spell. It's a fucking.
Oh, it's not. Where's that from?
It's a
What?
Invocation.
Invocation, yeah.
Oh, okay. What
That's
are we
probably a
in-
long rest, yeah.
What are the law reasons you have in this invocation project? It's crazy. When did you look at the animal bonding?
I wanted it. That's the reason I have it.
I don't know. I
After
need
his
that
last
ball
owl was blown out of the air, his intense
Yeah,
desire for a new owl
exactly.
manifested in his
He was like,
ability
I
to
want to get
transform
blown out of
owls.
the air. I
Yeah.
want that to happen to me.
Yep.
Okay, okay, sure, whatever. No, it probably isn't then. That would be busted, right? Yeah, it says long list. Okay, cool. So yeah, you cannot do this. So yeah, you just go in.
I suppose.
Yeah, you're luckily for you, there is no problems as you go in. Sylph kind of looks up for where he and a couple of the other conscious and fairly in right state of mind prisoners are standing over the others who are in worse states, and kind of tending to them or giving them some water, making sure they're all okay. And everyone's sort of like all the prisoners who are really underfed and malnourished are being fed, but slowly and carefully. Like Silver looks like he probably dealt with this kind of thing before. It's not like he's being an idiot about it.
Oh boy.
But when he kind of looks up as you go in, and he does seem a lot better now he is out of the dungeon. Like you still see the wounds on his arms and his ankles, and and the cups are still technically around it, but you guys just broke off the chains in between. But his mind looks and his eyes look a lot clearer. He's like, it's good to see you again. Was there no troubles?
Less than expected.
We are victorious.
Of course, I knew you would be.
King Rezazi lies slain, and Yuan-Ti are defeated.
It's an amazing victory. For as long as I've been here, they've been a menace to the city, and I'm sure for much, much longer than that.
There surely will be groups of stragglers, most likely aimless, relatively aimless now.
Indeed. Perhaps
Yeah. We'll see how they react without having a leader. They'll either scatter or they'll have internal strife.
Indeed. This is not their native home. Perhaps without him being here, they have no reason to stay. At least we can hope.
Anyway, we need to rest up, and then we'll guide the rest of you who decide to leave out of the city.
Of course, it's been a very, very long day.
Before we rest, I wish to put Azaka to rest.
Of course.
In my culture, we give bodies over to the earth. We submerge them in lava, make sure their soul is not further disturbed. I do not know if this is a good outcome in your cultures or on this island. I believe it to be just.
Does anyone know anything about
We've got some Chultans hanging around, right?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess that was more whom Alchemanos was asking, because none of us know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Exactly. How do you feel the Alchemanos? Sorry, I was
like, is it cool if we throw her in the lava, or would she prefer something different?
Like I am. You kind of you have the body. Oh no, you wrapped up the body, right? But these ones were in it, but they were in that room. And then when you left, you cut her down and stuff.
Yeah. She's in the cape body bag.
It was on display for a bit, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So and she was in that kind of hybrid form at the time, and they're around. Well, we bury our dead normally. However, the tribes of the Wetais, I'm not sure what they do with this. I don't know if it'd be an insult or not.
Their clan lives far north of here, correct? It would be impossible to ask.
Who you after this to?
Just like
shrugs thing out if you say so.
As long as our intentions are noble, I can't see how anyone could complain. As long as she is treated with respect. If you believe the lava is the most honourable way to inter her, then I agree. It sounds very Triton, and Tritons are, as we know, honourable above all.
The assembly teaches us that this way, this manner, leaves the soul untethered towards the afterlife. I think it will do her well to be with her ancestors.
Though it would be a good gesture either way. I believe the soulmonger has most likely already claimed her soul, but I believe that would be. We have no other way to respectfully bury her. My culture is no help in this.
Zeno, in that case, can you join me? And anyone else who wishes to be there. Page of music.
I forgot the intense value you were still like, wait a second.
I will.
I'll be
Fuck.
present.
Okay. Yeah, so I carry the body
Yeah.
and move towards that platform.
As you the platform? Oh yeah, just in general that day. Yeah, as you kind of lift up the body this time, or like off the floor where you like laid it gently, it's kind of like like kind of like a not a rattle, but like there's like a noise, and then like out of the bottom of like the package where you rolled it up, drops a mask, and you recognize it as the mask you originally like
Yeah,
wanted
the
to
wooden.
find her.
Yeah.
The one she wanted.
Okay, Ian. So it turns out the Explorers packs didn't have a whole lot of things.
Oh, they don't.
So I'm just going to paste you my
Yeah.
wish list,
Yeah.
and you can at your leisure decide how much of this
No
stuff I
problem.
have.
No problem.
Cool. It's quite long.
Wish list.
Okay.
Nice. We're going
Uh,
shopping,
is that-
boys.
I just went down the list of adventuring gear and liberally help myself to as much as I like. So I assume I don't find anything close to this
I mean,
amount.
they-
This is everything I would want.
Snakes
in an
things are
ideal
immune
world.
to poison, don't have antitoxin, I'm afraid.
Sure.
I'll get back to you on it, yeah.
Sure.
It's been so long, but we did talk about the mask, right? Like it was important culturally to our people.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that was said about it that we remember?
Not really. When she actually got it, she kind of just like.
It
Sure,
helped,
it-
like
it-
it helped
Remove the cards or
suppress.
something, didn't she?
No, it helps suppress
yeah.
her violent tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like once she
yeah.
got it, she
Awesome.
didn't wear it or anything. She just like kind of put it like inside her like.
Well, we should
and-
certainly aim to return that to her tribe once all this is over, one way or another.
Indeed. Okay, I'll store it in my bag.
Yeah, as you pick it up and you you just glance over it as you look it up, you see it on like the inside thing where you would where you the way you put it on. There's like some like writing engraved in it, but it's written in Chultan, and I don't think you can read so.
True.
I notice there's like kind of like not like an engraving like one that's been well done, but more like a plan with like something scratching in the wood.
Like it was a rush job, or like it was.
No, not it wasn't
done
rushed. Not it wasn't
fast.
rushed job, but it was added after the mask was made. If you know what I mean, it wasn't like originally part of it.
Hmm.
No.
I'll be discreet about it, but I'll go to over one of the Chultans and be like, can you read this? And like in a low tone.
Yeah, that's great. Let me type what it says. Just because I don't, you can decide.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I forgot you won.
Let's go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll just put it in my bag.
Yeah, and then you carry her down self. Like I mean, like everyone, like one of the, well, actually no, both of the, like the prisoners who were in there, but semi-conscious, they kind of stay behind, but everyone else comes with. It's like I'm assuming you don't stop anything.
What does the goblin do? Is he still around, or did he immediately
Oh, the
leave?
goblin.
He ran. Right?
Yeah, he ran. He just like
Okay.
immediately ran. He wasn't even like he's like that. He's not there. At least if
Yeah.
you're after.
He fucked up.
I mean, I showed him on a map where to go. I'm sure he'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Exactly. He's very confident. You gave him that version of that.
On a map in the Central Life.
Oh yeah, I drew him. Yeah, that's true. I gave him the small map.
Yeah, he said it.
Sell that for big money in the city.
Mojo. Alright, yeah, you all head on down to the The rift, the great rift that they call it.
I mean, I'm not sure it's worth that much, right? Like, I think when most people buy a map, they expect it to be feature complete, not just here's the list of things we happen to have seen in our wanderings.
No, better nothing.
There are approximate destinations and stuff, so I'm sure.
Anyway, enough about the map. You carry the body over to the edge near the rift itself.
We make sure it's a side where the body won't smash against the wall before hitting the lava.
Okay.
If there's such a place.
Yeah, you want a place with this like slightly overhang. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Dude, you can go full bore mid or like put it in a boat in the river.
If only we still had that canoe.
If only had the canoe.
Man, I fucking watched the Fellowship yesterday. Like, this is emotional for me right now.
You watched it? Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I watched the Fellowship yesterday.
Gandalf! No!
Yeah, you what do you do?
I'll lay down the body for a moment and look at the group to see if anyone has anything to say. Mostly Richard.
No, Richard just has his head down. He does not look so cheery. But other than that,
He's a laugh and
he's laughing in the inside. No,
so evil.
he looks very gloomy, but he has nothing to say.
Okay. In that case, after
I somberly watch.
a moment of quiet, I'll say she was a great woman. Showed me that even a kind one can be a great warrior. She went with us farther on this quest than I imagined. She's given me faith that we shall complete it. May she rest eternally at peace. And if nobody else has anything to say, I'll motion to Zeno and carry each side, like one of us on each side.
Yeah.
Sure. With like a gentle motion, like that we're doing at the same time.
Whoa!
It's like,
whoa!
yeah, heave her in.
Whoa! Yeah, you do so. The body, falls for quite a while. It's fairly high up, but eventually there's kind of like a hiss and not really a splash, but it's like lava. It's more just like sort of impact, right? But it's like actually like a very solid, surface.
Yeah.
But yeah, do people like watch does the body, or even if you're not watching, I can describe it. The body is quickly kind of like hits the lava and then like breaks through the top surface and like sinks down out of sight.
Watch Return of the King, Chris.
Oh, we'll get there.
You'll think of this and be emotional again.
Exactly.
Oh, the music. Alright, yeah, and she is no man.
Let us rest in
Richard.
safety.
Yep.
Okay.
Tell stories of the fallen.
So yeah, you return to Silver's home base lair.
Yep.
So you say, yeah. Sorry.
Take his lair actions there, does he?
Yeah, we take all the lair actions.
Yeah. So like when you say rest, you told me a short rest was like I know it's super early, but this day has been like so long for you and so much fighting and fought to danger. Like if you want to take a long rest at this point, you're definitely able to. Like, it's not like you're not
I'd be
tired.
down for a long rest, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you're not tired.
Zeno definitely needs a long rest.
Yeah, and all the prisoners, look like they're basically just like, falling asleep now they've, had their stomachs filled and everything.
Yeah, we're long resting.
Okay, so yeah, like you'll wait, like, and even though it's like only by now for like 5:30, I'm gonna say you sleep through till like
Yeah, and
early,
I would
like,
ask
7 a.m.
people to help me take watch this time and actually sleep.
Whoa, crazy.
Yeah, Richard does actually want to.
Okay.
I guess I can take some watch.
He wants to shut off the brain for a while.
Only there was alcohol, no.
Okay, so yeah, you despite it being so early, obviously you're so exhausted from the many fights and the journey. you set up watches, you cast like the hut, whatever. Yep. There's like a certain number of people in it you can fit in, right?
I can look that
So who do you
up
fit in?
one moment.
As you watch the others being eaten alive outside, from your face. 9 creatures. How many?
Yeah.
There were 4 prisoners.
Four
And
of
then
us.
If the prisoners want to hang around, because my intention was to help the prisoners be on their way sooner rather than later. On this,
Like-
they don't really want to hang around.
Yeah,
Omu
like-
and
There's the
fight
2
each
who
other.
were still like kind of like one of those like fully unconscious. The one that like kind of regained conscious but kind of was really out of it. They both like are now like asleep, but like actually asleep.
Okay.
Already when you got there, the other 2 like are kind of following your
Sure.
your lead.
Well, okay. Like, I guess at some point during the long rest, there'll be. Well, I guess it depends, like individually, if they want to go or not. But like, I'll be putting packs together with some rations, maybe like a couple of torches, a tinder box, that sort of thing, for them on the expectation that they want to leave. But like, if any of them express a desire to hang around, then I don't sort of kick them out.
Okay. So like during the long rest, you kind of like go over and like, hey, I've made a pack if you choose
Yeah, and I'll offer like words of advice, and like if they ask any questions about where they are, or I'll show them on maps and stuff. Like I want to give them as much help as I can without actually taking them anywhere.
Okay, yeah. One of them, I can't remember, just like a Chilton, does take you up on it, and he's like, yes, thank you, I will. I think I can survive. I would rather be out here as soon as possible. And he, thanks you and takes you back, and you give him some advice, and he sets off. He made it.
Even arm him with like some weapons from the Uwanti and stuff.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah. He takes like a big knife, machete kind of thing. One of the other one who was like the guy who said he knew Artis. He kind of like when you make him mention, he was like, I think I am like he kind of mentioned it, but like Artis and Dragon Bait can't see me at this point. He's like, I believe I am going to leave with Artis, and we are going to go to Mesra and see what has befallen it.
Of course. Well then, I'll put this stuff over by Artis, and I can't put his pack over by Artis.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, then the other 2 are just unconscious. But yeah, the one person takes it, and eventually the quite long night, but very restful one passes without any unwanted attention. And I'm gonna
at least no longer exhausted.
I'm gonna say like basically like everyone just like it's not like people kept sleeping, but they were fucking tired. But eventually when light gets up, at like 6, 7 a.m. Like people eat slept like 12 hours at this point, and people start to stir. But no, it's not like anyone's like on alarm or anything. I don't think. I mean, if someone wants to be waking up people up, that's fine. They'll still obviously as well. But if not, everyone naturally sort of wakes at that time.
Do we during the night and stuff? Do we see or hear any activity?
No, it was really quiet.
Okay. I would ask, I guess, Sky. Like once people start waking up, I would ask Sky to join me and grab the cubes that we have.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Yeah.
I vaguely recorded him.
Yeah. I will go to the house where I hid the cubes, and I will find the repaired plate to remove it. Yeah, because like there was like tiles on the ground,
yeah.
And to figure out to remember which one it was, I repaired it.
Yeah, not the plated tile. Yeah. I was
the
like,
tile,
what the fuck you
Yeah.
No, it is fine because when you go back and you check, you do see that the cubes are still.
No, sorry, that sounds for no.
No, Chris, I'm afraid to say it's fine.
I not at all.
Yeah, you grabbed
Unfortunately, we find all the cubes.
Yeah, you grabbed them and you just head your way back there?
Yeah,
I think so. It was just a quick trip to go pick them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, as you get there, like the least, I'm not sure what you 2 are doing, Zeno and Alchemanos, but Artis and Dragonbait and the other guy and one of the prisoners, getting awake and started to eat and just kind of talking amongst himself, I think.
So I'll strike up that conversation with Artis then at this point because as far as I've heard of him leaving, I'll So you're leaving then?
He goes like, indeed, I think so. I do wish to see what you are doing, Futunan, but I was told with Massey gone, it is a chance for Mesro to return here, and I deeply wish to see my wife again, and I don't know if I can wait.
That is, of course, very fair, but you are aware if we don't succeed, there may not be a here for Mesro to return to.
Kind of things.
From what we have learned, the evil we combat affects all living creatures. I do not wish to keep you from your wife or the restoration of your village, but your aid would be most welcome.
He looks like he's really like like trying to like weigh it up, like he's trying to like come to a hard decision. So give me a minute, I need to think about it.
Of course, we are not any closer than we were yesterday to entering the Tomb of the Nine Gods anyway.
Sky, you feeling up for another scouting mission?
Am I ever?
I think it would be a good idea to know what the UNT are up to and the state of the King of Feathers.
Yes, cast the spell already.
I do not mean to press the issue, but I believe it was promised that I would gain the next ability to be an owl.
It is true.
That is fair enough. Just don't try to fight anything, okay?
Can I turn back into myself if I wish?
If the form you take would die, then you would return to normal without any damages to your own. Yes. It does mean you will be stuck on the ground though again.
Do not worry, I will return alive.
And remember, you only have an hour before the spell disables itself. As I
do not soar too high, I understand.
Yeah. I turn him into a bird.
As he flies off, I turn to Richard and say, "It's funny, I wasn't worried until he said that."
I share that sentiment.
Cool. So you start flapping away around?
Yeah.
Nice, yeah. Okay, so what do you want
I
to do?
guess because you're not necessarily as familiar with Bomu before you go. I guess once you've been transformed, before you take off. Well, I guess you could just laugh at me if you want, but I'll show you on a map, remind you exactly where everything is, so that you can find it easily in your scouting.
Good.
Like I'll say, these are the shrines we're still interested in, and yeah, actually, really, that's probably all that's of interest. So I point those out to you.
Right. Shrines may be interesting, but first I will go see what happened to the dinosaur.
Yeah, so around kind of this area, just like the buildings in general road, you can see the signs of okay. We're trying to find familiar.
Jesus. Long list.
Okay.
It's a long list.
We're gonna do check this stuff quickly first.
Yeah.
As you fly over this area, some of the houses, the walls are like smashed down. You can see there's some like littered bodies of your entire around on the ground. There's like huge tracks of the T-Rex, King of Feathers, has probably been made, but you see no signs of the body itself actually.
Or like living UNT.
No living UNT, no. You also what was I say? You do see at some point like the huge feathers that you saw like on its back, but you don't see like any blood on them or anything else. So you're not sure if they did come out naturally or.
Do the tracks come to the sun and stop, or can I follow them?
You can follow them, but they seem to quickly head. It was hard to tell exactly. They're like all kind of mess around this area, and like it doesn't seem to go much further. But honestly, there's like water to the north, and you can't like tell if it entered the water, if it went in different directions, or if it is what happened. Once it touches the water tracks.
Okay, in that case, I will do like circle here, and then I go to the temple.
Yeah, this one, which you have identified as Nang Nang the Grung, and I think Chris immediately. Chris, when you saw this earlier, you saw the Grungs like actually on it, correct?
Yeah, that's how
Yes.
We did. Yeah, I just want to check how I phrased it. Yeah, this time when you go back, Aquanos, and you see it, it's slight. a slight scene of not devastation, too strong a word, but definitely of something happened here.
A lot of fireballs.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of seeing Grungs himself on the top of the thing, you see what looks like blackened bodies. A lot of kind of like soot caking the walls of the lower temple, and there's clearly been some sort of
Right.
intense fight here.
I'll spend like a minute just like sitting on a wall, see if I hear or see anything. Other than that, I'll go here to the sample.
This looks much the same as when Sky got it. I can briefly describe it to you quickly if you don't remember. But this one at least, it looks like a temple that is still being unmolested. It's kind of I can read out the thing again. Crocodiles water in this muddy lake bed, from which rise a walled ruin. 2 columns flank the entrance, carved with images of a long-legged bird with a needle-like beach. At the building's front, slimy steps ascend to an entry arch, and that is so. You don't see any signs of any combat or anything there.
Sure. Go to the Sumaster real quick. This is where we got ambushed yesterday, right?
Not like 2 days ago now, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Wait, sorry, what? This is this is the one you've been to previously. It looks the same as when you were there before. There was also no signs of anything.
In that case, I'll go to the one south of the palace.
That one also, I can read out the description, but I don't know if you've actually been there, and I have slightly forgotten what it looks like, so I imagine you probably have it well. A pair of needle-like columns mark the entrance to this walled ruin. It looks kind of similar to the others. In the courtyard beyond, banyan roots envelop a squat building. The stone doors that seal the entrance are carved with images of snarling bears with long, sharp claws.
Okay. Any signs of disturbance? In that case, I will do a little more patrolling if I have some time left, and then just go back to those.
Yeah, sure. Okay, pod track. As you are trying to prepare to find familiar spell, and starting to burn all your charcoal and incense you have, when you start to light the block of incense, it lets out like quite a hazy cloud that seems slightly like often obviously when you burn incense there is a cloud of smoke, but this one seems a bit like I don't know, the smell is just a bit more like kind of choking. And so you're doing the official one, you're doing it. Do you do it just inside the room, right? Like inside the lair? But like you're burning stuff. But like I guess
I would do it like there's pretty big windows here, so I would like do it next to relatively close to a window, so the
next to a window. Okay.
So I don't want a fucking incense smoke to fill the fucking room, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm okay. Well, what I'm saying is, says lighting a block creates a cloud that fills a 20-foot diameter. So that's what I'm saying, Potchak.
Okay.
So you light it, and it like starts to go.
As long as half of the 20 feet is outside the window.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I'll make a roll to see it inside. But yeah, you're doing it, and it catches and starts smoking, and the smoke kind of gets a bit not out of control, but it just not quite. It's much more than you're expecting. And Potchak, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. What is this incense, you fucking...
And we probably need to check this actually, because if he fails, concentration of the polymorph.
Okay. You said Constitution, right?
Yeah.
You have lucky, you're fine. You have 2 lucky.
Okay.
That's an 8, and I'm gonna use a lucky.
Okay.
Ooh, 10.
Okay.
No, wait, that's 11. 11.
Okay. 11 total.
Yeah, 11
So
total.
you're starting to
Not the lucky guy.
form this spell, and the smoke's softening, and you're like, this is slightly more unusual. Unusual than a normal incense you use, but all incense is slightly different. But then you take quite a deep breath in of it, and you fall into a dreamlike stupor laced with nightmarish visions, which they definitely fucking end your concentration.
Oh, okay.
So, at this point,
Meanwhile, high over the lava.
I'm gonna say this casting time is an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you obviously do it nearer the beginning because it's like you start in the fight and then you start doing everything. But I'm going to say you've been going about 20 minutes. So let's see, which were the ones? I'm going to say it was like the second or third thing you checked out. Actually, I know. How many things no, this is better. How many things did you check out in total, Jacko? How many areas was it?
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
One go, right? No, you checked out one go as well, you said.
Yeah.
The 5, right? The 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4.
So 3 up north and then 1 south.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go. Roll a d4. No, I know. Roll a d. I'm gonna kind of quantify this like a clock. So this is like this is like okay. This is about 20. This is 5 passes. This is like 15 passes. Like 20 passes. Cool. So roll a d20, and from top to left, we'll determine about where you're flying over when the space. 20. Okay, so it's very, very down at the bottom. So exactly as you're kind of going over towards Zorbo, which coincidentally was the last one, so quite near the end of your flight, suddenly you are no longer a bird. Now I'm going to be honest. I'm going to actually be honest, Jacko. How bad or how high do you think you were flying?
I'm not at the temple yet. I'm flying over the palace grounds. That'd be pretty high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how high?
I don't know feet.
Look, Jacko, 20 d6 is the highest damage you can take.
Like 50 meters, 150 feet. That sounds like kind of reasonable.
Yeah, but I might be doing some somersaults in the air and stuff.
That's what I was thinking. If you were riding the thermals over the lava for fun, this could have been really bad.
I can swim in the lava, it's fine. I have a swim speed. Yeah, let's say like 100.
Oh, yeah, because the swim speed will just require to survive in lava.
150 feet is like how many meters? 30?
50 meters. It's 3 feet.
Oh yeah,
so
okay,
basically.
yeah. So 50 meters.
That's about 150 feet. Okay, so you're flying, not as high as a bird can fly. Obviously, that'd be like hundreds of feet. But you're trying to scout out. But obviously, you're not too close that anyone can think that's an odd bird. But yeah, you're flying over. I'll say you're about almost directly over the tunnel that you flew into, about that area. Actually, no, it'd be a bit more on this side because you're flying from this one. So a bit more on the right, actually, like around these buildings. When suddenly you are no longer a bird and are hurling towards the ground. There was very few seconds of free fall, which if you want to do, you could rage.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna rage. Yeah.
Yeah. So you to see the ground
I'm plummeting.
Very quickly.
I just want to instinct flex and rage, because I'm fighting for survival. Yeah.
It's like bad gravity.
It's my only weakness.
Roll the full damage, so that's 15 d6.
D6.
Meanwhile, I go, "Oh no, Richard!" And I rushed over to help.
Oh, that's fine.
55. So you take half. You only take 27 damage as you go hurtling the ground, and it's slam, and there's a loud fucking noise, and there's a big dent in the ground as you just smash in between these two buildings. You're quite lucky that you landed on the grass with you and not just one of the stone houses.
Yeah.
But if you'd done better, you could have landed on this temple, smashed through the roof.
Smash into it. Yeah.
You couldn't aim at the last second on the way down here.
Like a cannonball, I'm fucking in Apex or something.
You just go plummeting. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I got pretty scared when I saw at the bottom there's 2 6s and 2 5s.
Okay, so as that is happening, as just falling, it would quickly cut back. Yeah, you rush over to him, but Chris, there might be people in that space. So I think everyone will give a little clear room. But there were how many people in here? You 2, you 4. There were 6 people, and I think there's maybe this is a 10-foot radius going into the room of smoke. Quickly.
So we got basically half of a 10-foot radius sphere is in the room.
No, it's a 20-foot radius. It's a 20-foot radius.
20, I thought it was, okay, 20-foot radius. So half a 20-foot radius square.
No, 20-foot diameter. 20-foot diameter. Yeah. The 10
okay.
feet.
So half a 10-foot radius square isn't a huge amount.
10-foot square.
It's a couple of, because the other half's out the window, right?
Yeah, there's 10 feet inside, 10 feet outside.
Yeah. So one half of the sphere is in the room, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 10 feet is in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm saying the half that's in the room isn't that much space. A 10-foot radius, that's a few squares.
Yeah, it's a few squares. Yeah. It's not going to be everyone's in it, but there's going to be a chance. People would just into it. So I'm not going to say it was a huge chance. I'm going to say it was a 25% chance. So out of the 6 people who were in there, you 2 roll a d4. If you roll a 1, you're going to be close enough to him to also breathe in him. Fine Sky, Xeno roll a d4. This can be artists. This can be dragon baits. This can be random unconscious prison number 1 and random unconscious prison number 2. One of your unconscious guys.
Why are you doing it next to unconscious prisoner 1?
We didn't want to do it next to you guys who are on the other side of the room. No, I disturbed you.
He's on
Xeno,
the mind spell.
roll a d4.
Yeah.
Xeno was also within there, so Xeno make a constitution saving throw. I'm going to say the unconscious person failed it, but they're not able to resist,
What? That's not how it works.
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah, you automatically fill with dex and strength.
Fucking Richard.
Let me roll a
Your
d20.
constitution doesn't get worse when you're asleep, right?
Here you go, his does. You never needed
Okay.
it. Alright, Xeno, you also fall into a nightmarish stupor.
What?
You have lucky if you want
What's the
to.
fucking DC on this shit?
16.
Oh,
So,
crap.
you blame the guy who steals incense from an evil temple and lights it.
It was in a storeroom. I thought they fucking stole it.
The storeroom of an
Oh,
evil
no.
temple.
Richard, Xeno, wait, is the smoke still really obvious in the area?
Yes.
Okay, whatever. I know as a DM, I know there's a bunch of effects in 5e that say it doesn't matter if you hold your breath, but Sky would just assume holding your breath is good enough. So I rush in. I take a deep breath and then rush in to see if I can drag them out of it.
Yeah, you're able to. You take a deep breath and you're quick enough that you don't feel.
Oh, actually, okay, sorry. This is. I just realized this would be really obvious in character. The first thing I do is take the burning incense and chuck it out the open window.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, you just grab it and throw it down. Yeah, the smoke kind of starts to clear from the room when that happens. But yeah, you still drag them out from the area.
Drag them out of the smoke cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. The smoke cloud seems not just that instantly, obviously, but it definitely it was coming off the block strangely fast. It was
Okay.
almost
Yeah.
it was not like a smoke bomb, but that.
Yeah, sure. Like a smoke stick or something.
Yeah, exactly. And when you see it do it, Silver also takes a deep breath and drags out you drag out
Sure. And then I want to medically assess how dead they are.
They don't appear dead. They do appear. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I mean, they don't appear dead.
Sure.
You're good enough to know that they're not dead.
Yeah, they're not dead. Okay.
You're
that's fine.
We are breathing.
kind of
And
really.
I like breathing and stuff. Right? I don't have to do mouth to mouth and shit.
They are breathing. Yeah, it looks like to be.
Okay.
It's very sort of not the smoothest breathing, but it's breathing.
But if you
Beyond
want to
that,
do,
they could be unconscious or asleep or whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah.
if you want to do
Okay,
mouth to
what
mouth
do
or
I do
Richard, it's
Yeah,
this is your chance.
But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so Zeno and Richard, you fall into a dreamlike stupor, and it's later nightmarish visions. You can decide exactly what the visions would be to you. They are, just some of your characters' nightmares, and obviously related to Dendai the Night Serpent and, the entire in general, and I'm assuming Chult to a large degree. Yeah. And they do not, immediately, wake up. So yeah, back to you. Yeah, you're very acrobatic landing. With an 11, I'm going to say you just about managed to land on your feet. You don't do any sort of cool strike down, but you do almost to brace your legs you're in a deep fucking squat, and you're just kind of land on the ground.
Is there a little bit of a crash area?
Yeah, it's not just a little. Your feet
Superhero
are
landing, man.
again, Yeah, you type. Yeah, but yeah, you kind of just you don't shake it off, and it fucking hurts. Your legs, the shockwave just passes up.
I stand up for a round or two, just unsure if I can dispel a rage or not. If I can unflex.
Yeah, it fucking feels weird.
Then
I'm gonna say you were flying over enough that you still, saw what I said about the temple. What he said.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thank you. So yeah, I'm just gonna sprint back and kind of try and while I'm sprinting back, kind of try and jump and turn back into an owl and see if that works.
You try real hard. Roll a will say. No, not will say. A will check.
Wisdom check. Okay.
That 20 you just can become an owl now.
I did a saving throw.
I'm afraid it's not high enough, Jack. You think for a second that you're not going down very fast, but
I'm just so good at jumping.
You're just ripped, and it's like a bird of 2 meters, and then you start to fall again, and you sprint back. Yeah, when you kind of get close here, you see some smoke kind of coming out from the side of the building. But not the side of the window, but when you're kind of near the front door entrance, you see around the back, there's some smoke coming out from the side.
Yeah, I'll get out my trident and rush up the stairs.
Yeah. So you rush up the stairs into the scene of but this barely took you any time. You're sprinting, you're fast, and this is only.
By this point, I'm having a little bit of a panic. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I've established that I can't easily wake them up, so I'm sort of I'm in the middle of like a rant that's not entirely coherent. That's basically, but you get the gist. It's basically on the lines of, "Oh, fantastic! Richard managed to knock out the only 2 people in this party who might know how to resuscitate someone who's been knocked out. Fantastic! Look at what he's fucking." It's what I'm basically ranting at artists, like he's kind of probably daring at me.
He's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Shit, wait, I'm shaking. I like that string. He's shaking you.
Yeah, exactly.
While he's doing this, I kick down the door and I yell, "Are we under attack?"
No, not as far as I could tell, except perhaps by Richard. He burned some of that incense he found, and look, I like gesture toward like that snoring in the corner. Look what he's done to Zeno.
Are you certain that this is not evil magic? I was struck down out of the air.
I'm certain it is evil magic. I'm just not sure that Richard didn't accidentally trigger the evil magic himself, is what I'm saying.
See. I slap Richard in the face.
Right. Armed damage.
Because he always wanted to.
An unarmed attack?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a D4 plus your strength modifier.
I don't have to roll it.
Don't forget you can coup de grace him though.
D4 plus my strength is +4.
D4 over
The max damage.
8, boys.
you deal D4. Why'd you deal D4?
No, I don't think that's about armed attacks.
I said only when I'm
one
training.
base.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Unarmed attacks deal 1 damage.
I'm that dumb. Nah, I refuse.
Okay.
My
Fine.
only does D4. If you have one hit
Wait,
D4, it's
Isn't monk?
Yeah, I think if you're trained in unarmed attacks, you...
level, you know.
No, monks are the only ones who get like damage dice on unarmed attacks.
It's crazy. Alright, fine. You deal 5 bludgeoning. You know, fuck. It's 1 plus 4. Yeah, so you fucking just like slap him, fucking. Like, this is enough to kill this peasant child. So he was like, his head sort of like donks against the side of the floor, onto the tile, and just like fucking.
Does he move? Oh. I look at Sky and like
I've got my hands on my face and like worry, but I don't want to like tell you not to do that because what if it works, right? I just trust it's like you know what you're doing. But I look very concerned.
powerful magic indeed.
That's sort of like a worrying sunk, the skull smashed into the tile.
It's like a tooth goes like rattling across the floor.
He's no longer breathing.
Put that back in, like, yeah. But,
yeah, I can't feel anything. Just stick that back in the gun.
Oh, man. So you slap him hard, but he doesn't seem to wake. An artist is like, I'm not sure if that's gonna help.
Perhaps I should have attempted it on Zeno.
We try again. He looks well. Yeah, an artist kind of comes through. He looks away. He's like, I'm not sure this could be. I don't have any antitoxin with me, I'm afraid.
I consult my list of things I have for any that might be useful. Well, I mean, it's not antitoxin, but...
You could double drug me?
Yeah, I've got the dreaming tincture, but I don't know that you guys are having bad dreams. They look like they're having bad dreams, Ian.
An insect.
They look like upset in their sleep, like,
they look upset? Yeah, they would look upset.
Are they talking? Like in their sleep?
No, they got their mouths maybe move every so often, but then no, sound.
Well, I can give them something to ease their affliction. And I give them each of the dreaming tincture, Ian.
Okay, do you remember how I said that worked? Or do I?
Not fucking clue. It cast a spell all that time ago. I know it had like some negative effects, but I don't think it was as negative as like nightmares. So
sure.
I think people just tripped. I think we just fucking like tripped and almost fell out of cast spell. I remember that happening.
It's fine. Yeah, I remember that happening. Good times. Let me look at cast spell. I guess we'll have the rules in there. I have to make a check on which one overrides.
By the way, Ian, very non-relevant.
Yeah.
Can I get inspiration for following one of my flaws? One of my flaws is I'm secretly or not so secretly convinced of the superiority of my own culture over that of this foreign land, and I convince everybody that my way of burying Azaka is the way to go.
Sure, that's
Thank you.
Also, you got to renew it in the Nangalore. It wasn't just about.
I remember trying it though. We got it in Nangalore. We tried
the
it.
Rules about it will be. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's made from the Black Lotus or something, right? Yeah.
The Black Lotus, that's a rare herb.
Okay, you remember it needed to be drank. You kind of just force feed it to them.
Oh yeah, sorry, I used it the wrong way. Yeah, no, I like a healing potion. That's basically what it is, right? It's healing of the mind.
Okay. Yeah, that's what this was, a healing.
Don't sound so doubtful.
Okay. Both of you roll a DC. No, not saying DC. Roll a Constitution saving throw. What is that?
I thought you weren't allowed to make those unconscious. Yeah.
I rolled it for them afterwards. After you convinced me.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
They failed. They rolled a 14. No way they have a +3. I'm not,
Be hardy farmers or something.
No way. Alright, so yeah, Zeno, Richard roll another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Click. Nah.
Oh my god.
So
Nah.
you both in this dreamlike stupor. And
You're gonna overdose.
Yeah, when you find someone OD or heroin, that's what you do, right? You give them a different OD.
Like Pulp Fiction.
Weird. They get fucking weird.
Okay.
Like, it's like originally the nightmare stupor, which was like going over these horrible visions you were seeing. They're still there, but now it almost like feels more real.
Oh my fucking god.
And let me see how long this will last for.
Oh, expecting like pink elephants.
That's fine. You'll fix it. Oh, that's fine. Okay. So yeah, you're not feeling too good, but yeah, they're both still like in the dreamlike stupor, where they were like kind of mumble. They were occasionally moving their mouth before. Now they're almost like kind of like shaking in their sleep.
Hey, they're more awake. We've brought them to a heightened state of awareness. It's working. I'll give them some. No, I don't give
Do you have any more?
I have, assuming I gave them a dose each, I have 4 more doses.
Excellent.
Richard just randomly shoots out Eldritch Blast from time to time.
Yeah. Artist is like, what did you give them?
A hallucinogenic narcotic that we found in the jungle.
And you think that will help?
Well, they looked like they were having troubled dreams. I thought this, might make them, softer, less troubling, more strange.
I have consumed some of this. It gets quite terrifying.
I don't remember it being terrifying. I just remember it being.
You had a good trip, yeah.
I just remember it being, interesting and strange. Everything got weird and blurry and squiggly, and there were colors and.
None of
having a good time.
None of the rules of the world made sense. I remember almost falling out of the sky. Which reminds me, I fell out of the sky.
You fell out of. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. Oh, yes, of course you would have, because you were flying around when Richard.
I believe I was attacked, but I suppose it was his fault.
In a very roundabout sense, you were. You seem okay. How high were you?
The height of a bird.
You're like sinking in the sky, and you're like, whoa, there's a lot of birds give you high.
Well,
Give one of my angles slightly bruised,
Yeah.
You seem well enough. I don't know what can be done about this, though.
Well, you figure it out. I have to go have dinner.
Fair enough, I suppose.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have to go eat.
So yeah, that's fine. So I guess I'll fruitlessly spend another 5 minutes seeing if I can rouse them or splash them or the wind on their face, if anything is going to help. And when apparently turns out that it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess obviously I don't know exactly what we were able to get in the storeroom yet, but I want to, and if Alchemist agrees or Arthur or whatever agrees to come with me, go on a salvage trip back to the palace to try only going to rooms that we've already visited, but to try and find anything that was on the list that I didn't find in the storeroom, right? So, for example, I put the 10-foot poles on the list, which if they aren't in the storeroom, I'm sure somewhere in or around the vicinity of the palace you can find.
Is it just literally a pole that's 10 feet long?
Yeah, it's like a wooden pole that's 10 feet long, straight wooden pole. You could use it to pole vault, or you could use it to.
All right. Well, while Jack gets the food, let me have a quick look through it. All right, that's what you find, Chris. If you go down,
okay.
Look at
Yeah. Let me apply that to my list and then figure out exactly what that means.
I'm looking through the spell book we found. Oh wait, no, I'm fucking asleep still. Never mind.
What are you?
I'll look through that later.
Yeah, you do. Sure, if you wake up, sure.
Yeah. Might be just fucked.
Mm-hmm. You're only interested in like ritual spells, right?
Yeah.
Spells. Okay, there's one that's a ritual. Hey, I can, but wait, it needs to be a level you can cast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there's none that you can understand as a ritual.
Okay. I'd still keep the book. It's valuable.
Yeah. You see one that has a ritual mark, but you can't read how it works yet.
Okay.
So, like, while you know, I guess once I've satisfied myself that they are not about to like immediately expire, there's the two unconscious people. I'll like with I guess it's probably Alchemedal's help start, you know, because that probably takes like a couple of trips maybe to get all of that shit back.
Yeah, I thought this was the stuff. No, this is stuff you took before, right?
Well, I mean, this is the stuff I'd want to take from the storeroom, but like I'm not necessarily sure we could carry all that in one go back from the palace. If you say we can, then we can. I'm saying that would be
what you had.
It would be 20 torches, 200 feet of rope, 200 arrows, 3 glass bottles, a bucket, 20 candles, 30 feet of chain, 5 pieces of chalk, 2 crowbars, 2 hammers, a sledgehammer, 2 pairs of manacles, 5 oil flasks, a miner's pick, 3 10-foot poles, 3 sacks, 10 whatevers of sealing wax, and 2 shovels. That's the have list now.
Alright, well, the torches, no problem. Hemp no problem. That's just like a long thing somewhere. Arrows, fine. Grapple, fine. Like, what's actually difficult? Bucket's a bit annoying, but okay. Candles can go inside the bucket. Chain. Sure. There's 6 of you? I'm almost sure you could take that with 6 people. Like, no problem.
Yeah, I guess we aren't like carrying anyone or anything at this point. Yeah, okay.
Like, you're not.
I mean, yeah,
There's,
sure,
like, just
sweet.
6 people.
So yeah, so that's a pile of stuff I've collected in the middle of it.
See, what is the annoying thing to carry? It's like the shovels, the pick, the pole.
I mean, using the poles and the sacks, you can just like make, you know, like a thing to get like a thing you carry on over your shoulder, right? Like
I mean, it's really not that hard. Like,
yeah.
I mean, considering some people carry like 5 fucking weapons at once, that's fine. I don't see.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
What's happening? Are we starting a construction company?
I'll paste this in Discord. This is what I'm going to ask everyone to keep an eye out for if we can get our hands on any of it that I think will be useful. Discord chat. I'll put another thing of Tomb of Annihilation chat.
Yeah. Anti-toxin, definitely.
You've got pythons, right? So we don't really need to
I have pythons.
Great.
Cool.
So yeah, if we can get
pythons.
anything on that list or any substitutes. Oh wait, you guys are in the call right now.
Portable RAM.
Then those I think are things we're on the lookout for.
That's what people keep an eye out for. Okay, no worries. I'll make sure if you pass portal around, I'll shout it out.
These two.
Okay, yeah. But you already had these things, I guess. Like, you know, you can just say like join, like, you know, sorting them all out, kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah. I catalog it all.
But yeah,
I also organize for transport as well because like moving this pile of stuff around efficiently is going to be important. You know.
But yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of stuff can be like, you know, like the sack, like each sack can be filled, like, you know, a good amount of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because like it's stuff we want to be able to pick up and put down easily. We don't want to have to like have it all on us in combat. Like, oh, you triggered a random encounter and you've got, you know, like 500 kilos worth of sealing wax in your backpack. You know, it's like
it's fine.
What happened? Did we end up waking them up? Or?
Nope.
No.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like, how long do you wait before, you know, you try it? Like, you know, what are you doing? So you're like doing this cataloging, like, how long is it until you're like?
Probably not a huge amount of time. You know, just like cataloging and like preparing it for transport. That's like half an hour, maybe like an hour for something really thorough.
Ian, I have no knowledge of many things, but Archimedes has some knowledge of like rituals that have to do with the divine, maybe even evil ones. Can I roll religion to see if I know anything about like incense infused nightmare?
Sure.
I know a lot about incense in the bottom of the ocean.
Which is why I rolled a 15. Wait.
Like, incense, it can be like almost like a drug, right? Like some people, like, you've not known like kind of fortune tellers or people with that, or like truth sayers who would like smoke incense or smoke something in a pipe, and they'd say that gave them visions of the future and something like that. This could very well be something like that, where they are seeing visions and something. How long it lasts would be entirely dependent on the strength of the incense, and you have no way. You haven't even seen this one, or thrown out the window. You have no idea how long they would be.
But his expectation is that there would be a duration. Is that my observation?
Be rare for it to be completely permanent.
Okay, that's good.
And for them not just die originally.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, but Achaemenos talks about this. I'll say, I suppose there's little for it, but to wait for them to recover then.
Yes, Zeno has some form of restoration. He has used it on himself concerning the blue mist that we encountered. It is a shame that he is once and once.
It's indeed a shame that those are the two that Richard managed to incapacitate.
Zenos interested in Richard, he wanted to sit nearby.
Yeah. Well, while we wait, why don't you tell me what you did manage to spot before you reverted to your Triton form?
Sad to inform that I have lost all tracks of the dinosaur that we set upon the UNT. It seemed to have disappeared in thin air. I do not know if I lost or won the battle. Concerning the numbers of the UNT, I'm assuming he lost. Concerning the temples, I scouted all those I could remember we have not visited. The one I am bad with names. I'll just put it on the map. Point on the map, like this one, and I'll point to the Nangang one. Was disturbed in the same manner that we saw before, with the black scorches and the bodies. I am assuming the wizards have visited it.
Interesting. So the wizards are still about. I mean, we had no reason to believe they departed, but it's good. It's good information.
They're making progress.
And making progress indeed, continuing to acquire cubes. Did you, by any chance, fly past Kubizans? I know it's well out of the way, but it would be interesting to know if it's still in a state of, dead.
Kubizan.
Is the one like the
bottom? Oh, the one with that we saw turned over, right?
Yeah.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
I did not. No, that was way too far out. I did not. It was too far.
Well,
my journey got short.
Yeah. Yes. Fortunately, you weren't over the lava. That could have been awkward.
Could have been a hero.
Would have been a challenge.
Given that our companions are, or our companions' incapacitation is going to, or will likely make any real attempt to solve any of the temples far too dangerous to attempt for now. I might run on over to Kubizans myself on foot, very light and stealthy-like, and see if I can scout out what has happened there, if anything. It is of interest to me. I'm still keen to know by what mechanism these shrines function. If once completed, it cannot be completed again until, for how long? I mean, when we arrived in the city, as far as we could tell, most of the shrines hadn't been completed, which seems unlikely given the history of the place, unless there's some mechanism that causes them to be repeatable.
I assumed it was the magic of the gods, but perhaps there is physical work at play here.
Well, even if it is the magic of the gods, it'd be good to know how long it takes.
Right. In the meantime, I wish to escort the innocents that wish to depart the city. I'll take them the shortest route I can.
Yeah, at this point, Artis kind of speaks of it. I've indeed wanted to speak to you. I was hoping to wait until Richard and Dino woke up. It looks like we do not know.
I was waving a hand at them.
Yeah. I have so much about what you say. May I ask? You've learned much since coming here. Is there anyone else who knows the true danger of what lies beneath Omu? And what is at stake?
All those, as we have asked, seemed ignorant. Even the great snake Orolunga had not much information on this evil.
I'm trying to remember who I've shown my journal to and what would have been in it at the time. We really didn't know. I think we knew about. I'm trying to remember what we knew in Curse about, because I think
it knew it took souls.
Yeah, totally.
Well,
Yeah,
that
we
was
knew
it.
like the
I mean, you knew
mechanic.
that before you even got
Like,
to
Yeah.
I don't even think we knew. Do we even know it was beneath Omu at that point?
No, you found out it
No.
was Omu when you went to the Guardian of Ulunga, which was
Blue
after.
Eyes Guardian. Yeah. Okay.
Literally, I think
So,
the only thing you did was go to get the boat and then take the boat to like the south and then just like travel from there to Omu.
Yeah, I've shown it to my
actually
father,
spoken-
but like he's obviously
yeah,
still here. So,
Your father, that's it.
I say, yeah, no, I'll speak through that process aloud. I'll tell, and I'll tell. Well, no, we didn't really discover the true nature of what it was we sought until Horalunga and where we met you. And between then and now, we killed some pirates, dealt with some frost giants, fought a dragon, but haven't told anyone. Not for lack of trying. Certainly would have told someone who had come across them. Just
Maybe we should have asked Bob.
You know, he's like, I just want to say, it's like my friend here and I, he kind of gestures to the other prisoner who was like, well, I myself, I was a former member of the group, and my friend is a current one. He is and I was a member of the Harpers, if you know what we are. And like anyone who wants
Yeah.
knowledge. Oh,
what's the name? Brought them up, right? In the very first session, didn't
Yeah.
she? Sylvain. So we.
yeah. Have you
know
mentioned? Wait, so have you ever mentioned Sindel Sylvain to him? You have, right?
Don't think so. No.
No, you don't
No.
think so. Okay, don't think so. Okay, cool.
Like,
In-
well, okay, because we've met them a couple of times now. Obviously, here we've hung out with them for an extended period. So, like, if at any point he expressed an interest in reading my journal and discovering the history of our travels, like, I absolutely would have let him. But like, obviously, we haven't role played every minute of every encounter.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I think he was someone who would ask, like how you came to, come to Chult and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you like,
Yeah, basically, at some point in general conversation, I guess. I would have just suggested, he can read the journal if he likes to find out everything.
Yeah, and did you guys before you must have all see what you knew about the Harpers, right? I'm like ages ago. I'm guessing you did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
I don't remember. Someone rolled well. I don't remember who.
Yeah, I remember them being like a group of. No, I actually don't remember anything about them.
Okay,
Like treasure
well-
hunters or something?
No, you can roll again if you like. To be honest, like
Sure. Yeah, it's been a while. I had to remember what I remembered back then. What kind of check? History, Arcana.
Yeah, history or local. That's a check, right? Yeah, that's like it's not difficult. The Harpers, yeah, like the Harpers are like quite a fabled sort of like semi-secret, like not secret they exist, but like if you're a member, you don't normally keep
CIA.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's CIA kind of level. They're like an organization who normally sort of to be like kind of promoting good basically, and like a lot of like sort of protecting history, preserving it, maintaining a balance between like civilizations, and like often behind like a lot of the great civilization that exists in the world were the organization of the Harpers keeping it strong kind of thing, and very very lot sort of like kind of lawful good guys who are a very sort of information is power sourcing as well, and wanting to know everything, and knowledge is key. But yeah, I was mentioning like me and my I'm a former member myself, and my friend here, he just is a prisoner. He is a kind one, and I guess you do know a bit about us already. I wasn't sure when to mention it. I'm not a code member now, but Sylvain is indeed another member. If what we have learned here and what you have learned during your time in Chult is not widely known, I believe it is. He kind of thinks like it's really hard to say. It's like it seems callous to say, but I wish to be practical. There's a chance we would most certainly fail. And the information which we've gained here, I do not believe can be lost with you. I want to go to Mezzo, of course, to see my wife, but Alessandra is not just a normal human. Like I said, she's a rare Mezzo. She is powerful herself, and the people in Mezzo are wise beyond myself. I will be able to tell others what had befallen underneath Omu, perhaps seek aid of people greater than myself even, that if you... I know time is short, but I think I need to be pragmatic enough to not go in and leave it behind.
I can see the wisdom of getting the world out. Certainly the world would not be in the peril it is now if what were going on here had been common knowledge to everyone when we started this quest. In fact, we probably would never have been sent on this quest if everyone had known what was going on. I'm sure they would have found someone better. I guess all I would say then is, would you at least allow me time to produce a kind of like I glance at like the rambling page on my journal, succinct description of everything we know of the Soulmonger and what powers it holds, so that you can share detailed and accurate information.
He nods. He's like, "Of course, I would like to leave today. There's no immediate moment."
Well, yes, as you can see, we are in no immediate rush at all. Like,
yeah, like that's.
So I'll get started immediately.
You know, it's like I do wish I was able to join you, but
no, I also wish you were able to join us. But hearing you speak, I can see the wisdom. I hope there will be time. But should we fail, the last chance of the world will rest on you having gotten the word out.
You know, it's like as soon as I have seen my wife and the information is out there, I will return with as much haste as I can, and hopefully see if I can join you in the deep.
It's like, just as we're about to get wiped by the final boss, I'm hit the chest.
On the third day, look to the east.
The Chekhov's gun or whatever it's called.
Yeah, fucking guess whose ring has charges?
I say, if I may advise you, I don't know if your people have contact with mine. The Tritons have sworn an oath for ages to defend the seas, but also the innocents. If they believe you, they will be of aid. The assembly is stubborn. The assembly is stubborn, but I'm sure they will act.
He kind of nods. He's like, I'm sure within the Harper side we'll be able to find someone who can carry the message.
And if I may be so selfish, could I add a personal message to this?
You know, of course, it's the least I could do.
I kind of lean into his ear and whisper.
The North sends its Change artists.
Yeah, fuck son. You want T for life. Okay. I'll PM it to you, but yeah, that's it.
Sure. Okay, yeah. At this point, you said, you were pledging your half an hour, 45 minutes maybe to do this thing. About an hour has passed, and the two of you, Zeno, Richard, and, the unconscious poor prisoner, poor prisoner, seem to come out of their horrible stupor. However, both Richard and Zeno, you still are real fucking high.
That doesn't work.
You kind of feel having these nightmarish visions and dream of Dendar and your world ending and your loved ones being torn apart, murdered and whatever, blah blah blah. And then you kind of wake up, but for you it's hard to tell you're really waking up. It just kind of changes, and now you just kind of tripping real bad.
Okay.
And it's very real, as real as the nightmarish visions. So it's it feels slightly different, and you're not just seeing, you can move, but yeah, you still don't feel.
When you sometimes when you wake up from a dream and you're aware that you're in bed and of your bedroom and everything, and that it was a dream, but it still kind of feels really real. I don't know. Does everyone else have that? And you gotta.
Yeah.
I find if I sort of stand up and put the light on or something and re-ground myself in reality, everything kind of comes back to normal. But there's a weird sort of dream state immediately after wake. That's all I'm kind of imagining is that sort of
Sure.
Yeah, I
had being able to stand up and fix that. That was kind of whoa.
I had a period when that happened all the fucking time for me. So yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah,
Sure.
the others, you see, and Richard are eyes open.
Oh yeah, hey guy, I put down I'm writing a book which I'm titled Honor the Soulmonger Beneath Omu or something, and it's a detailed description of everything we've discovered about it and so on, and what we heard from Raz and Sea and Zendar, but it might not be. So yeah, I'll chunk that down. Hey guys, you're awake. I'll rush on over. How you doing? How you feel? How many calls am I holding up?
How many calls is he holding up? Is it even Sky in front of me?
You see this weird little kitten who's kind of growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're kind of waving his tail in your face. But it doesn't mean it's
An
guiding.
Alice in Wonderland up in there.
Yeah. It's like meowing in your face, but it's just meow.
Do I see any of my companions near me?
You see a fish, like like a salmon, like just like kind of flopping on the floor nearby.
And I know like I can see that I'm in the tower.
You're in some sort of building. It's hard to say exactly.
Okay.
Just like it's like a room. The walls kind of get closer when you breathe in, and like kind of move out when you breathe out.
Okay. Are there any windows?
Yeah, but like when
Okay.
you look out the window, you just see like the stars.
Okay.
It's
So
not
we-
tripping like Chris. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you do a pretty fucking good job for it.
Great.
Yeah.
Because it's
Like,
like
I haven't even thought of the walls moving in and out. That's a good one. That's like exactly the sort of thing that happens, but like it's hard to imagine.
But
Okay,
we
you
see him
see-
awake, right?
You see, Richard start slightly panicking, and
having a bad.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, boy, hey! I like his hands come up, and I like take them and put them back down by his side. Like
I go to slap him again.
No.
Richard!
He's fine. He's just the dream tincture clearly hasn't fully worn off yet.
Oh, he's still in the healing
maybe-
process.
Maybe we should move sharp objects out of reach and let them, metabolize this in their own time.
I just nod at you as if you're the doctor and just put both hands on his shoulders to keep him still.
Okay. So if I'll assess if there's anything immediately on them that like I think they could hurt themselves with. I mean, I don't think a mace or a morning star really counts. Like what has really spiky.
Who took the sword that can go on fire when you say something?
Oh, actually, that's a good point. I take that away.
yeah,
Whoever has
I do have a sword.
You just mumble when like it bursts in the face.
Okay, yeah, I take that carefully away from any knives, basically anything sharp or pointy. I take away. From them.
Okay,
then-
let's see. I have a dagger. I guess okay. Only sharp
Yeah.
objects. Okay, the dagger.
Oh, yeah, I just put it across the room. I'm not like or like I guess things that are easily broken. Like I don't want them to like smash a glass thing and hurt themselves. So yeah, things you wouldn't put near a baby.
Oh,
And then yeah, like I don't like hide it or anything. Obviously,
so
like, I
get
just put
the
it across the room.
bow,
and not-
fucking sharp
Yeah.
bones and
I'll take the arrow out of the
dragon
way and
tooth
stuff.
and stuff, and
But yeah,
the
otherwise,
strange
I think
vials. I don't remember what's in
The
the
whole
strange
thing.
vials, but I have 8 strange vials.
get into this.
Got some insect repellent. I get these 2 bracelets and the sword. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I'll take the
dude.
insect repellent away. I don't want them drinking that and poisoning themselves. But yeah, like I think otherwise, just let them, unless like they're trying to sort of get up and move.
Oh
around
yeah,
and
the
just get
strange vials is Silver's poison that he uses.
Oh, yeah, fucking don't take that away.
I remember now where I got those from.
Okay, but yeah, like I just want to, like you'd treat a friend who's like way too drunk, just kind of.
Stop making the scene.
I'm
like-
kind of just hugging the staff Severus at this point.
Ooh. This is a tempting moment for me. Yeah, I'll kind of like tug on the staff to see if you're like holding on to it very tightly or not.
Very tightly.
Like a teddy bear.
Yeah. But I seem to have a bit of a crazed look and just stare straight at you as you try to tug it. As you tug it.
Yeah.
Away from me, fish demon.
You're muted, Ian.
Oh, yeah. Still muted.
Is he muted or is he just not here?
Now I'm here.
No,
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
Ew.
See me on camera, they know me. So,
I'm
yeah.
paying attention.
The fish demon, they're pulling your thing away. You just, weird, sort of horrible looking merman-esque thing. It's like a merman, except it's human on the bottom and then fish on top.
I'll slowly and sinisterly go closer and whisper, Richard,
Close to you.
may I
You see-
attempt to feel the staff, the power of the
Its
staff?
mouth like opening near yours, and you can like see inside. It looks like it wants to eat you whole.
I fucking strike at him.
Okay, he takes a swing with the staff. Roll the hit.
Um,
Definitely have disadvantage from being fucking high.
Okay.
But surprise. So cancels it out, right? 13.
Misses.
So he like fucking swings this out, like, smashes into the wall, takes a bit of a chunk out of the stone.
I release my hands.
I like how two people did different ones. Yeah, one piece, obviously. I didn't watch that episode so recently. Yeah, the fish demon backs away.
I need to see these links one second.
It's like the One Piece thing, where Luffy does it.
Nice.
My mind immediately went to that.
I found the real one, guys. I found the real
Oh, you got
one.
the actual straight up, this is what it looks
The
like.
reverse moment.
Holy fuck, that's horrifying.
Oh, what the shit?
It's even how I imagine Aquamanos' legs, you know? It's like...
Yeah, those are pretty good. Okay,
No one's get like.
Cool fish demon. You should have struck it harder.
Yeah.
So yeah, you back away from the craze, Richard. Zeno's having a bit more of a pleasant chill. He's more just
He's
like,
used to it, you know.
He seems like you just kind of like got mouth open, drooling a little, staring at like the the roof. It's just like swirling above you. But yeah, they're both just you lead them to like get out of it. But from what you remember last time, that took several hours.
Yeah, so maybe we should enact our plan, Sky. You go to the temple and I go escort.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I linked it to Squid as well. I don't know if he's actually watching. It's going to be really weird without context, but I figured he's probably at some point going to want to see the picture.
Cool.
So yeah, I want to go scout that Kubazan's. I guess we'll probably leave together, right? Because we're going to cross this log together, and then like.
Oh, I
separate
was
at
planning
this
to go east and just go straight into the jungle with them, but yeah, no, we can.
point. Is like a way out of Omu to the east? I thought it was like high
oh yeah, it's
cliffs
pretty
all
high
around
cliffs.
except the way we came in.
Yeah, okay, maybe you're right. Yeah, okay, and then go west, sure.
Okay, so like you just leave the two of them like high and tripping in the room, or?
It's best we take them with, right? I can like hold them, steer them while walking.
I think the log might be a bit difficult. What a fallen tree, I mean.
Like in Air 9, it's one of those things, the fairground that like rotates, that you gotta like walk along.
I crouch next to Zeno and say, "Are you okay for a walk, friend?"
Again, you see this like, well, you can decide. I've had enough tripping.
I'm sure my father will be able to look after them.
Like I can stay and guard them if needed.
Alright. Gratitudes. Do not
It'll be
touch
just
his
like
stick.
raising a child. Something you have so much experience in. I say as I leave.
Ouch.
Oh snap! Okay, so yeah, you guys leave and head over to Kubazan's. Oh wait, but you're going with
Yeah, I think the idea is we'll basically get to here all together with the people that are being escorted. So I guess is Artis. I'll finish the book first.
Yeah,
Do this.
stuff. Yeah.
It's not that much to write. And then yeah, I guess Artis and his friend and whatever. Some of them are still unconscious, right? Are they not woken up at any point yet? They've been out for a long.
We'll say by now, yeah. Like they were like straight up unconscious. Like one of them definitely like got conscious at one point, but went back to sleep. They're just like that level exhausted where they
Yeah.
were, like, unable to wake, but would be asleep if they had any fucking choice in the matter.
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to shake them awake and
sure,
get them moving.
Yeah, we'll hook them up into the escape plan without maybe necessarily role playing.
Yeah, basically, they seem happy about it.
As we're walking through the city, I say to Sky, "It is time to consider the possibility that Orvex has returned to his previous masters. They have now knowledge of us and our abilities."
It's entirely impossible, but on the bright side, if Orvex is with them, it might make them easier to talk to.
I suppose.
I mean, at the very least, they'll know that we don't directly mean them any harm. Not that they'll necessarily stop them from attacking us to try and take our stuff. They are, of course, red wizards. But if we approach them, they're not necessarily going to immediately assume that we're some evil force of the Soulmonger here to end their quest.
I will show more restraint as I did with the witch, but I cannot promise I won't back down from threats.
Yes, if put it like this, if we are able to reach any kind of amicable settlement with their group, I will be amazed. I think trying is worth it, but I expect with the Red Wizards that whatever bargain we end up attempting to strike, they're going to want more than we're prepared to offer.
Let us see.
It may come to violence.
Okay.
So while he goes and leads the merry band out of Omu, Ian, I'm going to go and scout out Kubazan's temple, very sneaky-like.
Not breaky-like, only sneaky-like.
Like,
Okay.
even maybe, like, climb up, like, go into where we found Orvex
Sure,
and here,
sure.
like, climb up this wall, sit on one of these buildings and observe it from there, rather than just walking up to it on foot.
Yeah. So it's been 2 days since you were last there, right? And you saw the what happened?
Sounds about right.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
sure.
there
I think it
was
was
captured
3
and then
days since
re-arrested.
we were first there and 2 days since we were last there, yeah.
2 days since last day, yeah. You went there, yeah. Okay. Yeah, for the third day you were there, but it was like there was nothing there. Second time
Yeah, we already came back to check it again once.
Okay.
Yeah, we found it. I think 3 days ago we found it completed, and 2 days ago we came like the next day after that we came back to check if it had been
It was
reset yet, and it
still-
hadn't.
That's fine. So 3 days total. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, so you do it very quietly. You sneak around. You manage to get some high ground in that big cluster of buildings, and you look over, and it is still as it was left, as you last saw it.
Rats.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. In the state of how we so there's like a pool in front of a building. I'm trying to remember the map, and this one had a door, and the door was closed, right? And we checked it, and it was locked. Am I remembering this right?
Remembering it right, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure
Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, I mean, can't think of anything here that I wouldn't have thought of before. So yeah, I'll just at that point I'll go and I have no idea how long Achaemenos is going to be, so I'll just return to the hideout unless I bump into him on the way back.
Yeah. So Achaemenos, you were going with Artus and.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But Artus, like when you left, the so I should have probably done this a bit more. When you left, Silver Lair, Artus looks a bit sad that he kind of looks towards Richard and Zeno, and he's like, as you leave, he kind of turns to you. Achaemenos, he's like, I feel it's sad I do not get a proper chance to say a bid farewell to them. They were wonderful comrades in the fight, and Questron is one of the most noble things I've heard. It is a shame to not be able to give them my best wishes. Will you tell them once they come to their senses that it was an honor to fight beside them, that I wish them every luck?
These ones are more empathic than I am. They have heard your tale. They will understand your plights. But I will pass on your message.
Thank you. And he kind of still kind of you nods, and he still goes up to both Rich and and he says goodbye to you, even though you don't really get what's happening. He still says it, and then he leaves. And yeah, you head to with the prisoners who are willing to leave to all the prisoners want to leave, towards the outskirts town.
Just to be sure, Dragonbait is joining Artus, right?
Yeah.
And we can stop calling them prisoners at this point here. We're not treating them that badly.
You never managed to get off the manacles. You broke the chains. They're still wearing.
Oh, that's true.
Bracelets.
Yeah,
Oh.
but they're not imprisoned anymore.
Can I try and break some chains?
I mean, the chain's broken, but the actual metal clasp, is still on the wrist.
So in between the chains, the chain is gone, but
The chain is gone. They've got these big old bracelets.
Sure. That's fine. It's just fashion.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Souvenir.
My lovely time in the Yuntai prison. I got this.
I went to Omu and all I got was the shitty bracelet.
Okay, so yeah, Chris, you scout Kubazan, but yeah, I mean, you are fast, and there's several of them, a couple which are quite weak still, so you are able to catch up with them as they leave. And yeah, do you all walk just like up to the exit? Sorry. Also, the puzzle cubes. Did you leave them on Richard's body, or did you take them, like kind of like when you were removing stuff from him that you thought would be a risk?
No, I don't think he can hurt himself with puzzle cubes, right?
No, sure.
Well, I don't want to like wander off with them, right? We need the puzzle cubes more than we need Richard. Okay, no, I'll put those in the big like stack of stuff in the middle of the room, all the poles and buckets and pickaxes and stuff.
Yeah, to checking. Okay, yeah. So you all head up to like the staircase, and yeah, artist, as you get the artist kind of turns to you and he's like, "It's been an honor to be here with you. I pray that we will see each other again before the end, or that you are victorious before I have even able to return, and I will see you afterwards."
Well, either way, get the word out swiftly, just in case we're not.
I will. Quickly as I can. There should be more people flocking to Omu too. Oh, did you also, sorry Chris, it would have been also something I mentioned, would be like an actual map leading to Omu, obviously, like that you have. I assume
yeah, I don't want to spend ages because I'm aware there's like a timetable for them to get going.
Yep.
So I'll omit like basically I'll put them like the mountain ranges and rivers in for Chult.
I mean, like the jungle. I was gonna say, like the Harper that was there to like look for artists who'll have like a rough map, not like filled in, but similar to one you first got. Okay. So you can like note it with where you would.
I'll put every geographical detail I think is like important for finding home. So fuck Cursipal and like that shit.
Yeah, exactly. But like follow this huge river, blah blah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, cool. So So I see you mentioned that. He's like, I will get the word out soon, and with the map and the knowledge, hopefully there'll be many people.
Getting to Umo, the easiest way is to go, like, take a boat, right?
You're unconscious, so it'd be cool.
No.
So he,
if I say, if you're afraid of false giants on your journey, I can keep on to your ring for you.
He kind of chuckles. He's like,
nice try.
I recommend us. He kind of like chuckles, but you kind of sense like there's something like behind it, and he kind of like fills you with a gaze. It's like a bit more steely than you expected. It's like it is not only a blessing, but I'm afraid I will be forced to bear the burden for now.
I see.
He kind of nods again.
Bear the burden of being a sorcerer.
That's all it does. He's like, kind of let Oteo be with you. He's like, nods deeply.
I give Dragonbait like a manly clasp of the hand.
Nice, yeah. Oh yeah, I'll see what smell he does. It'd be a very important smell, I'm sure. It's a mixture of roses and lemon.
He's in love with me.
He's like, he's never made it smell before.
That's definitely something you like fucking fabric like spray or something.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It smells pretty fucking good, It smells pretty fucking good.
I smell it.
Take off his hand.
Yeah.
So you're a good man, artist. I wish you well, if only because my survival might depend on you making it out of here.
Like I will do.
And you, Dragonbait, you're a good Sorial, as far as I could tell. I never quite cracked the language, but when we see each other again, I'll get right back on it.
You like make the same stuff.
Ian, before I leave, can you put on the world map real quick?
Sure.
Just
zoom out.
Trying to remember where the
was.
Where Mezzo is, it's pretty far.
Like way.
It's like up here somewhere, right? In the top right somewhere.
Oh, I thought it was top left.
Oh,
so
this map's so long for me to load.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I wish just the names would show up first,
Right. Oh, there we go.
It was remember when we were originally, it's up here I think, because we were originally going to go to it and we decided not to.
I'm confusing Mazro and Nambala,
Yeah, because I remember when we originally set out, part of our plan was to visit Mesro before heading down to, before crossing Tasmuhaha or whatever it was, and then someone told us, I think it was Azaka, said don't bother, it's a fucking ghost town or something.
Yeah, Edge of Ruins. She said that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, then I
remember to pick up the canoe and the.
No, yeah, you can get that. Artists will be very happy, I'm sure. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. so you make your heartfelt goodbyes.
Oh, yeah, actually, also, Ian, this is a point I just considered. Are there any, like, I'll have a look around to see if there's any gargoyles who are, like, sneakily watching them leave, because I know the fucking gargoyle spies hang around. And I don't want, like, you know, them to be, like, caught one day into the jungle just because, like, the fucking big bad saw them leaving.
But we killed the big bad.
I'm just saying, like, I seem to remember Victory saying, like, on the cliffs around the sides, basically, like, every, like, maybe 150 feet or so, you see, like, one of these gargoyles. Like, they know that they're there. You've seen,
like, yeah, but, like, 100, so, like, but, like, are there any that are, like, kind of camped out, like, here, like, watching us? Like, that includes, like, all these cliffs up here?
Are they facing us directly?
Yeah, it includes all those cliffs up there.
Those motherfuckers.
Are they, like... They're like statues, right? But are their faces, like, watching us?
When you first came here, I read this. I'll read it again. Put you back in that same area.
Yeah.
A vine-draped gargoyle perches on the cliff top, staring down at the ruined city. It had the face of a devil with its mouth agape in a silent scream. So there you go. That's what they are.
But it doesn't move, okay.
But, like, we've known them to move.
Yeah, we fought.
I'm like, I'm weighing, like, trying to pick off the spies so they're not betrayed, but against how fucking annoying that of an encounter that'd be. It's like Ian's calculating how quickly every gargoyle on Omu gets to us.
I mean, if they keep low in the jungle, like, they shouldn't be spoilers, right?
Okay, I'll warn them. I mean, Arthur probably already knows, but I'll say the gargoyles you see are will almost certainly report your movements to. Well, actually, I don't really know who the main threat to us now is. Now that Rascal C's dead, apart from the being a Sararak you named. My point is, keep low, use the trees for cover, and be vigilant. Don't let them be able to tail you for free. If you see them following in the sky, do something about it with your ring, yes?
I will.
Good. Then, best of luck. May your travels be swift, sure, and safe.
Thank you.
And if we do not see each other in this life, let us see each other in the halls of the afterlife.
Or inside the Soulmonger.
Yeah, that seems...
Or inside the Soulmonger.
He kind of like chuckles like, indeed. Well, on that somber, but I'm sure a note that won't come to fruition. We will be off. Until next time. And he leaves. So, like, when he gets to the top of the stairs, if you're still watching, gives him like a wave. He just turns, if you're still
Bye, Carrie.
Come back! And yeah, he is gone.
What a nice man, I say. To like just Alchemist, we only two here now, right?
Surprisingly not very cold for his origins.
Yes, he certainly had a warm personality. Shall we go and find out what Richard and Zeno have done to my father?
I'm more worried about the other way around. That's the part.
Oh, no.
Your father seemed not in the right state of mind for a while.
He feels the same nervousness I do being pent up underground. It's a Tabaxi thing. If I'd been trapped in a prison like he has, confined and unable to roam free, I would have certainly found myself in the same condition. He'll recover now that he's seen the light.
I can sense you're happier with his intimacy than you were before. Are you ready to say farewell again? I do not believe he will join us.
It's strange you should say it. I have grown happier with him. I mean, it would be foolish to distrust him at this point. He's had plenty of opportunities to betray us and doesn't seem to have. I regret not having taken him at his word immediately and suspecting him for an agent of some evil force. It will be difficult to say goodbye. But I shrug. If I'd never met him here, I like to think that I could have gone about being happy for the rest of my life. So I suppose I shall just have to try and get back to that mindset. as long as I know he's out there somewhere doing what he and I love, maybe I will bump into him one day. Who knows? Maybe we'll be staying with the same Cochrans or Furbolgs or whoever it is he decides to live with next. Could be.
Okay, Alcamenos is like taking in your answer for a while.
Yeah, as we like walk. I feel like we're not really in like a rush, right? We're just sort of like,
Yeah,
having
yeah.
a stroll through Omu back.
The city is ours now, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I can... yeah, I guess I don't really. Well, I guess yeah. I'll say to Alcamenos, like after sort of 30 seconds after that, but walking in silence, I'll say, Alcamenos, we have faced many a danger since we began our journey together. We overcame most of them, escaped from some of them, and were overwhelmed by very few, and none of those permanently. I worry that what we are getting ourselves into now is beyond any of that. I mean, you heard Rasnasi. He doesn't even know what's down there in that tomb. The whole manner of entering is so incredibly elaborate. The fact that that whatever is down there, it was victimizing the Yuan-Ti in a way, and it be's as dangerous as the Yuan-Ti in a way, just as much as it was us. I'm scared, Alcamenos. I'm scared.
Of course, one way or another, whether we succeed or not, we have reached final steps of our destination. I am also afraid. I'm afraid of.
I've never. Oh God, sorry.
Afraid of meeting my maker having failed. Afraid of leaving this plane in chaos and destruction. I'm afraid of not seeing my family again.
You have a family?
Oh yes. I am the youngest of my family. It is why the name Alcamenos was given to me. Menos means runt.
He's like getting out the journal. Runt of family Alcamenos.
Yes. I misunderstood you for a second. I thought you were revealing to me that you were married.
No.
I thought it would have been strange to have only just brought that up now.
Also, I have thought about that in recent times. There's one that once, should I return alive, I might ask her hand.
Do we get a Lord of the Rings Sam wedding?
Yeah, we get all the endings, all the 16 endings.
I chuckle. As we're walking, I say, Alcamenos, I don't know if it's just the experiences we've shared together and the time I've known you in, but I can't possibly imagine you settling down.
She is the one that is patient enough for my stubbornness.
A rare woman.
But okay, as we're walking, I guess I'll be like, so let me tell you of my family, and I'll go like, this is my older brother, this is my oldest brother, this is my father, this is my mother,
He gets the picture out of his wallet.
He has 17 siblings.
Yeah, this is our fish dog. Our catfish. Our catfish.
And
okay.
If you're actually interested, Chris, I'll share you this part
of
my
definitely.
notes.
Cool. So, you guys have a lovely bonding time. And, eventually make it back to the hideout where Silver is looking after the two high as fuck guys who are still high as fuck.
Nice. Is he also high as fuck now?
No, I'd be looking at him like, I ran away from Sky.
With the babysitter?
Not a fan of the babysitting. He kind of looks happy when you respond. He's like, was there any sign of the temple? Or then,
No, alas, Kubazan's shrine remains stubbornly unreset. No, what's like a more fancy way of phrasing that? Yeah, no, it remains stubbornly in disarray.
Much
I think that we shall have to turn our attention on other fronts if we wish to recover more cubes today. If those two come to their senses anytime soon. I fear that at this point it may be somewhat my doing, but
I can
there's no reason for
see.
them to know that, right?
No.
I can see two possibilities. Either we have killed the ones that guard the shrine and reset it in their magical way, or whilst the others have the cube, the shrine itself will not be restored.
Do you think there's only one of each cube?
I believe so.
I was going to say yes, otherwise we probably would have found, a big storeroom full of the damn things. But if
They are ancient artifacts designed to open a tomb of a god.
if Rasnasi had... Yes, if Rasnasi and Yuan-Ti were the ones maintaining the shrines, not that we obviously know a huge amount about Rasnasi, but in the short time we knew him, he didn't strike me as the subservient sort. He said he knew nothing of what existed within the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and from the way he described, well, from what we gathered from him in our notes from the previous journey, Sararak has duped him and his people into protecting it for them. But if he had the means to go inside, would he not have? Do you see what I'm saying? It seems strange that someone as strong-willed and powerful as him would have been content to sit here as the entrance to the tomb for so long, guarding it, dying every day, without at any point thinking to look inside.
It is a good point. I do not see the reason behind this. Perhaps he was fed a lie of the dangers, or he knows some things that he did not tell us.
But perhaps he was fed a truth of the dangers, and they were enough to deter him from wanting to have a look.
I only pray that we learn more once we get closer.
Yes, and I suspect that, as we discussed earlier, a confrontation with the Red Wizards of Thay is inevitable in our near future. Hopefully, now that Artis is no longer here, these two won't necessarily be hostile.
I do not worry about that encounter as much. At least they are mortal.
Father, have you had much dealings with the Red Wizards? You were in Omu for some time with them.
Yeah, he shakes his like I told him when they first entered the city, but that was not much time before you yourself arrived. Perhaps a week, not maybe.
Do you remember how large their company was? We know that many were slain, but perhaps we could make an estimate of how many remain. Right? I thought, actually, shit, no, I don't think I'd ask him that, because I think we already, it was a while ago, so I don't remember the answer, but I think we actually already got that information from Orvex.
Yeah, I think you probably did.
Yeah, I remember asking him, because of all the bodies and stuff, figuring out with him, how, yeah. Well, actually, I don't remember the answer, so I'll be interested to see what he has to say.
Yeah, sure. Let me double check. Nearly wiped them out.
Can I take a short rest in the meantime?
Yeah, sure, go.
I'm going to take a leak in the meantime.
Okay, sure, go ahead. Man, isn't it a shame you guys don't get to play it? It's such a shame. This is why you don't burn mysterious incense.
It's
like
We should have dissected some of them first before.
Project Art of Incense. I read the entry that says mysterious incense, and I'm like, that's some incense. Excellent.
Poor Tom getting caught in the middle, just for...
Right, that's all that we want. And then getting, the hallucinogenics.
Forgetting he has Lucky.
Pretty sad. I'm sure he would have failed anyway.
I used Lucky though.
Your backseat, excellent.
Okay, done yet. But he didn't know it was fucking
You remember? Well, for one thing, you remember when you first encountered Orvex, there were a lot of bodies, maybe about 30.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And, Yeah, most mercenaries, like 3 actual wizards. And yeah, when you ask your father how many there were, he's like, it was hard to get an accurate count. I would say between 30 and 50. I don't think quite as many at 50, but I don't know the exact number.
Could you estimate how many of them were red-robed wizards? We only saw a few of them among the dead.
He's like, definitely a small minority, perhaps. He thinks half a dozen, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe 1 or 2 more.
Well, yes, of course they wouldn't. Well, they get their own hands dirty when they can hire people to do it for them. Okay, yeah. So our estimate would be 3 to 5 red wizards with anywhere up to, say, a dozen mercenaries remaining. Well, they outnumber us.
Yeah. Yes.
Let us not plan too far ahead.
He also seen the.
Yeah, he's like, indeed, I haven't seen close up, but I've seen tracks or the remnants of campfires of groups who were still in the city before you arrived. I would estimate, that would be about the right number. A small party, not nothing like the entourage they first arrived with.
What were you saying, Alchemanos? About planning too far ahead?
I do not think we should plan too much. Richard is the most knowledgeable out of the arcane, and Zeno's mind is wise. There will be valuable assets in discussing strategy.
As evident as that might not be at the moment. I look over it.
You're like drooling.
Perhaps we could usefully use the time locating the red wizards.
Oh, you know me. I am quite capable of disguising my tracks and keeping silent on my feet.
Well, you could swim up and down the river.
I could do that as well, yes.
I'm just...
I don't think I have failed a single stealth check in this campaign, even though I've only had +1.
Sanity.
I'm like, I just feel uneasy knowing that they're rattling around in the city somewhere with us, and could come across us at any moment.
Oh shit! No,
at that time, there's like at the door, like it's the red wizards.
You think they'll knock? I think they'll just shoot 3 fireballs in.
I'd like to at least have a vague idea where they're camped, so that we can, make efforts to avoid them until we don't want to anymore. If you see my point. I just feel like knowing where they are is, in every way, a lot better than not knowing where they are.
There are many buildings, but I suppose it kind of hurts. I will take the river.
A company that size hide? Must be, tracks, smoke. I was like, how effectively could a company that size hide? That might be up to sort of 15 or 20 of them.
And they seem arrogant.
Arrogant, but not incompetent. If they knew that they were at risk of Ras Nasi sending a horde of Yuan-Ti to capture them, they would not have made their presence that obvious. But we are not unskilled, and we have plenty of time now, at least, because I don't see those 2 recovering anytime soon.
Alternatively, I can also stay behind and guard over these 2. I think your father has shown great skill in tracking, and he knows the city far better than I do.
It's a good point. Father, would you be prepared to help me track down the red wizards?
He nods, like, indeed so. I know the city. It's back to my pole at this point.
Kind of like look at the back of my paw, wondering how well I really know that. Could I draw that from memory? Maybe.
My hand's weird.
Great. Well, then let's. Yeah, fucking weird hands. Let's head on out of here then.
Good fortune. Alright, just sit down, Indian style, and try some of the.
I'll
Never mind.
Go on. Sorry, I know this
No,
delay
no,
is
no.
really fucking annoying.
Okay. Yeah. So you just kind of chill out, and you guys go to explore the. Sorry.
I'll speculate live to Silver as we go. Aloud to Silver as we go. I'll say, well, we've mostly camped in the southern end of the end of Omu, and that was, or in this area, is where they were apparently ambushed the first time. So my gut says that they're probably somewhere in the north end of town. It would explain why we haven't encountered them yet, why we haven't encountered them in our wanderings around, if they were, because that's the least explored area as far as we go as well. And it would also make sense from their perspective to be further away from where most of their company was slaughtered. I think we should start there.
Okay. So just ping on the map, or draw, or like a rough kind of route you're taking, and also all stuff.
Sure. So I'm thinking. Yeah, okay. Let me just draw. Sort of. We go like out of here, cross the log, up onto this thing. I don't know how we get onto it.
I don't see
all the way up here. I gotta like let go before it appears. And then I guess we'll sort of like check out these buildings up here, and then check out the ones north of Wongo's temple. And if we haven't found anything from there, I'll make decisions about how to proceed. But we'll start with that.
Okay. Okay. Wolf stuff.
Yappers. Let me just fuck that one up real quick. Stealth. I'll take an 18.
I don't see it, but I believe it's an 18. Ooh. Okay.
I want to see what I would have rolled.
Sure, do that. But it would have been fucking great.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's a good thing you didn't go out this time.
I had a feeling.
Huh? Okay. Cool. So, yeah, you guys...
In the meantime, I'm trying to swap out my trident for the staff that Richard is holding.
What is that?
Okay, yeah, we'll sleight of hand.
Yes, thank you.
What are you trying to?
We'll see. Okay. This evil fish monster, which came at you before, and you managed to viciously beat off with a wonderful strike of the staff. And you now kind of notice it as you're staring at the walls and the swirliness. You notice it creeping closer, and it tries sneakily with its tentacles come forward and just grab the staff and replace it with this shitty looking sword. Banishment. Okay, you cast banishment. This is what native? You're not playing to this. You're not native to this plane, are you, Jacko?
I mean, I was bored on this plane, but my race isn't native to it.
Okay.
I think that means you're native to it, though.
Okay, no, you're native to a different plane, right? Doesn't native mean where you
No, I think that means to where you are from.
But if you're a Native American but you were born in Italy, you'd still say you're a Native American, right? If that's what your family were.
Yeah, it's a really interesting interpretation.
Yeah, but this is like if your parents were born in China.
It's like, okay, so the question.
But you were born in America. You're primarily American.
The question we're asking is there something innate about your genetics that tie every race is tied to a specific plane?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's more it than culturally, right?
Imprinted when you're born,
Jacko, would you consider yourself a native to this plane or to the plane of water? I mean, I'm not going to say it's up to you to consider how you know more about Trions than I do. I don't know Trions that well. Either way,
long time
is your
ago.
saving throw. But if you fail, if you pass, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Charisma save. So fucking charismatic.
Okay.
15?
15?
Yeah.
Passes?
Pass.
Oh my god, you could literally have permanently gone to plane of water and just never return. That's
beautiful.
Crazy.
That's a lie right there.
Okay, so you feel like him like he tries to cast a spell, but the
Hmm.
fishman doesn't disappear. Potrak, you want to recast the spell?
I know. I'm gonna hold him down. Like
You hold him down.
He can't
Okay,
move a muscle.
I mean, you have to go to roll the grapple.
Yeah. Okay.
So like this fishman tries to grapple you with his fish arms.
I use
Yeah.
dimensional door.
Well, you already just did an action. He gets an action first.
Okay, he gets an action first. Fine.
Yeah.
Athletics. 24.
24. I think that'd be enough.
Yeah,
So he just like grabs hold of you.
Okay.
So
And then,
you're
I use dimensional door.
Right. How does it work? It's like
It's just vocal.
Just vocal.
It's vocal content.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
So
such a
you-
bad
I-
babysitter.
Wait, hang on. Now, this is really fucking weird, right, Ian? Because
Yeah, he tried dimension door while hired fuck and everything's like
he has to like,
illuminated
he has
to
to,
him.
like picture a place, but like his ability to match like
Yeah.
behind that route is like, really fucking weird.
What are
Like,
you trying to picture?
Now, I am not trying to picture anything. I'm just going straight up into the starry sky, Ian.
Oh, so you're
You want
going.
to teleport like 500 feet straight up?
Yeah, and I'm planning to use my wings to keep myself afloat.
You can't
This
plan
is so
shit.
weird.
Wait, no, never mind.
I'm gonna fly really weird, but I'm gonna fucking fly. That's
Okay. He
Like,
he
don't have to, like-
disappears, Alchemanos.
Uh-oh.
It's like grabbing hold of him and then suddenly he's just gone. Like when they grab hold of Frodo and Frodo puts on the ring and it's like, wow. The
Frodo!
insults speaking.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Jack, you were the worst babysitter, is all I'm saying, Jacko. You were the worst babysitter. So yeah, you were just up in the sky, Richard. You just wanna it's fucking crazy, like it's all swirling around you. It's like amazing. You see the whole world underneath you.
yeah.
You just like wanna let out your wings.
Yeah, I'm letting out my wings.
Yeah, and you do it, and you just, in your head, they're like, a mile long on each side.
Yeah.
And with each gust of the one, you fly it higher into the solar system. And
Yep.
you're just, yeah.
Jacko, what was the item combo in Legion with like Aviana's feather and
Oh,
shoot
yeah,
yourself
yeah.
into the air and then glide places?
Hoping.
Yeah, it was just called. Yeah.
What are you,
Yeah.
why are you trying? What are you trying to do?
Let's see here. What would I do?
Can I roll
You can
perception?
interpret this as you wish, Ian.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly to the highest peak I can see.
Highest peak you can see. You're already higher than the highest peak that you're
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Like a
the highest peak
mountain?
you can see. Let me look at the mountain range.
Fuck me.
Oh, fuck. Wait, something else happens. Okay.
Okay, fuck. I might just die.
Right, to the east, you see some things that look like large mountains with, like smoke coming out of them. And, you start flying towards the east as you, they seem pretty close to you, but, they're just giant, going on until they touch the heavens themselves.
Yeah.
And, and then let me read what it says.
I'm sorry.
You fly into the invisible hot air balloon of the Red Wizard.
As you are beginning your flight, and you're soaring off, and you're kind of looking around at the marvels of the world around you,
Yeah.
you see you see all these sort of. To you, they look. How do I describe it? Like I guess just like statues of you, but of various different shapes and sizes. Like almost like encircling the the cliffs around. And where were you? You're here. You went straight up, and then you're flying to the east. And you have a flying speed of how much?
I guess it's 30. So
Okay, 30. So you're flying over. Yeah, and you see these kind of strange creatures, which are, to you, they look kind of just like, moving statues. Kind of come off and also start, flapping towards you in the air. To you, they look almost like some sort of huge stone birds.
God fucking damn it! How long is we gonna fucking hallucinate?
A couple more hours, it's fine.
Okay, I might just die here though, which is unfortunate.
We'll pop back down to Alcmeno for a second. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
vanished. What do you do?
I check it to see if Zeno's still there.
It's still there. He's just got like a happy jewel on his face.
Alright, I'll leave him
Continue your life.
be for now. Can I look out the windows if I see or hear anything?
Sure, yeah.
I'm fucking shining light in the sky. Like,
Yeah, you look out of like the eastern window, we check the west and check the east. And the eastern one by now, about like here-ish, and like really high up in the air, you see this sort of like huge sort of winged bird figure. And as you kind of look, you see further to the east around here, you see about like 4 of those like gargoyles which are always watching on the cliff, sort of like flapping up into the sky.
Okay, I will yell out, Richard! Forgive me! Come back, it is dangerous!
You hear this like sort of distorted voice like saying your name. Richard, roll a what can I say? A will save. Let me check this. What kind of saves are there again?
Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Wiz, Charisma.
Yeah, wisdom, but that's like perception and like insight and stuff like that.
Okay.
19. Okay, like something about that voice just seems like kind of soothing and really like safety. And now like after you hear that and you look back, these like just like big kind of stone birds which you saw were just kind of interesting before. Now you see like their features sort of like manifest into like like huge fangs and claws ripping off them, and you see blood like dripping off them onto the forest below.
Yeah, I'll dive towards the voice.
Okay, so you hear this voice and you look up at it and you see him like kind of dive bombing the room.
Okay, I'm not sure about his accuracy in this state, so I'll try and like lean out the window and like, try and catch him.
Okay. Yeah, so he kind of dives him and you like kind of grab him and like help him in. Your vision like seems to have cleared up like a little. Like you still were like tripping badly, but the fish person which you saw before now like. You think you recognize him, it's like I mean, you still remember, like, Alcamenos and everyone, your friend. You didn't feel associated with fish or something with him, but now you're like, Alcamenos is what happened to you? Why are you half fish? But as you look out the window, Alcamenos, you see the gargoyles are still flapping in your direction.
All right, we're on the top floor, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a floor between our floor and the ground floor?
Yes.
I want to say to Richard, like, right, you. Some have noticed you. Let us move. And I go over to Zeno and say like, come on, Zeno, let's go for a little walk. And I drag him up and want to go quickly to the second floor.
Are the unconscious people still there?
No, they left. They
okay.
They were taking.
Oh, okay.
Just you free.
Nice. Okay, fine.
So yeah, you take them to the second floor. I forget, like you guys have been kind of goggled before, right? So like,
yeah,
you get to rule about them, whatever. Yeah, you fought them in the air before. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but have we fought whatever the fuck I saw?
Okay.
I'll kind of like try and sit you both like straight and like look you guys in the eye. I'm like, we are in danger. This is real. Those stone beasts we have fought before, gargoyles, they're coming.
Okay, yeah, that's all you say right there, right? Both Zeno and Richard make another wisdom save. Actually, no, both make insight. I like insight more, actually, in this situation.
Okay. Oh, shit, I clicked that one mistake.
Same roll or whatever. No, or like, I don't care. Whatever, 20, yeah, that's good enough. Zeno, insight?
17, 20. Okay.
That's good ones.
This weird thing doesn't seem to be making much sense to you.
It's
like,
just
you
blood.
You thought it was like a salmon, and it's just like opening your mouth, and you see sort of like bubbles going into the air, you kind of like it's a very cool looking fish, but it's just making blood noises. But Podtrack, Richard, like you get the sense that this is Alcamenos trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
Like, you still the visions of like he's twisting and his body's like moving, the walls are still going, but you're trying to get a firmer grip.
I'm still on edge for the tentacle fish monster to come back.
Exactly. Feel
But once I've said that, I will turn around and be ready to guard the staircase with my trident and ready an attack.
I'm ready for the gargoyles with the Eldritch Blast.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, because
I'm gonna have
you may forgot
disadvantage.
this, but you would have seen it, and you've had a little bit of time. Alcuinos, do you remember Xeno Sky putting all the puzzle cubes in the center of that top floor?
Oh shit.
Do you leave them there? I'm gonna give you the option, but he said it pretty casually, but like you being an F class, you definitely would have seen them. Do you like try to take them down at the same time, or like like
What was all on that stack? Like, what was
Dude, the
all
stack's
your
fucking
knowledge?
huge. There's like shovels and pickaxes and
What the-
fucking 10-foot poles and chains and candles and stuff like that. There's a lot.
We went on a big shopping spree. Huh?
Mm-hmm. There you go. It's on here. There's also hammers, and there's one sledgehammer. Some whack.
Yeah, I
told
mean,
you,
like,
man,
yeah,
I'm
they're
scared. I don't want to take any chances here.
the divine
Don't take any
artifacts.
chances. Drugs is true teammates. Don't take any chances here, boy.
They are the divine artifacts, so that's a good point. But I mean, I wouldn't have remembered, so I don't want to retcon it, but I'll like go back upstairs and if I'm.
Okay, but yeah, we can say like crosses your mind now as
Yeah.
you like get yourself you quickly run up and you want they're not there yet. You take another quick look out the window.
I won't go to the window. Just like I'll glance at it, but I won't.
Okay, they're not like exactly level, so you don't see anything. You grab it. You also see there's also the just because I don't tell you what to do, but there's also like the fancy longsword and some like stuff which you think maybe like useful, but like
I'll leave that there.
okay, cool. Yeah. So you grab this cube and you run back down, but like stay on the stairwell.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. And as you do that, you can kind of hear the sound of like wings or like beating, but like almost like in a gravelly sort of sound, like moving stone, rather like just feathers flapping. And you hear kind of like a loud, as now bass and in position, loud sort of like crunch as something appears to like landed on the windowsill. And then I'm gonna move you to the battle map.
Banana.
Banana. How many seconds does it take him to hear? What's this room being used for? It looks like the perfect room for me. So
Yes.
how big this thing is.
Did I draw a staircase?
Then it was 10 feet. Yeah. Yeah. You can draw a staircase. If you want, you can draw. I can draw like another square. Okay. Get Sky out of here.
Dragon
You want to
bait.
still have a token?
Didn't
You can see
say.
what's happening. If I delete the token, can you not see what's happening?
I've decided it's actually a ladder.
It's a ladder, no, you can't make that. I'm afraid. Four. Boom. Oh, Jackie, what the fuck is this?
Well, now it's turned into a railway because you said it couldn't be a ladder.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a stair though.
Okay, well, I'll start over then. Jeez.
Get this deeds, that's beautiful. No, they're a bit too much. How about these ones? I like these ones.
Why do I have a ganja leaf on my head?
I don't know. How about these stairs? They seem good to me, right?
Yeah, sure. It's good to hold. I am left-handed, so.
Oh, it's all didn't. Let me move it to the map layer. There we go. Oh, beautiful. And you guys like on the Dragon Bay. What are you doing here? Get out of here. And let's move Xeno into this, just in case he wakes up.
I should move here so the others can like move.
Sure. Yeah. So like, I mean, they can be on the whole floor below. Like this is, we'll say this is the top floor, and like the thing I marked out here, and then I would draw another square that's the bottom floor.
Okay.
This one's green though. So yeah, anyone who wants to put themselves where they are on like the floor below. And I guess I should also have another stair there to show the bottom. Can I just copy this? Open background, Control C, Control V.
This fucking reverse image search while Ian gets this out. The reverse mermaid search rather. It's such a fucking gold mine. I'm just gonna. I couldn't like. There's far too many I wanted to link, so I've just put them like in a fucking one picture. I'm gonna put them here so everyone can enjoy them while Ian sets up with combat.
Wait, how
Nice.
does this work? No, it shouldn't be on both. It shouldn't be. Oh, whatever. Okay, yeah, and then like one gargoyle is like kind of landing there, and like there's one coming in like the window on the other side. Like one behind it. All right, at this point, we'll all roll initiative.
Isn't there like a Family Guy skit about half mermaids?
Yeah, definitely. I think I remember this.
Oh, fucking damage.
too fucking good, man. Like, there's just so many fantastic ones.
The top last one.
The fucking blobfish one, yeah. Like that's what's in my mind is like most accurate to how
He sees me.
Richard sees you at the moment.
Yeah. With a bunch of tentacles.
The frowny face.
Okay, it won't be bad. You know, good old Dragon Maid, let's see.
No, Dragon Maid, come back. Give me your
We
holy
never got to
advantage.
use the aura from your sword.
Shame, shame. Which is the true initiative? The 9? Okay.
Yeah, the 9.
Okay, cool. You know it's a 7.
I only clicked initiative once.
Yeah, I know, but you know how it is.
You know how it be.
Alright, everyone can see their initiative, right? Sword descending. Your turn, Alcamendos. You hear the crashes on the tower as these creatures land.
So it's not a very big room, is it?
No.
At the end of my next turn. I will. Yeah, I definitely will be able to reach the staircase in one turn. I will
How many?
rage and ready an attack.
Rage and attack. Excellent, yeah. And as you imagined, one of them flies into the window, past his friend, and makes it down the staircase towards you. You want to attack it?
Yes. I do reckless. I believe I will because it's mano a mano right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hits. Okay, and
15
then
plus
rage,
2.
right?
Yeah.
17. Okay. You know, it's very hard to really strike it hard because you know it's literally stone. You use your trying to basically chisel off a chunk of it. Just not as great a wound as you would have hoped, but still did damage.
Trying to hit it in the same spots.
No, genius. Good, I'm not going to give you any extra for saying that, but I don't know. But okay, so you do hit it again, and chisel off a little bit more. But now it gets its attacks and bites you with advantage, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
15.
That hits, yeah.
With that much
2.
damage after, yeah. Then claws you.
It's so another 2.
And yeah, that's his turn. This one flies in. I think if 2 of these things were able to fly on top of each other, but I don't think the stairwell would be that high.
Is some major disadvantage.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that's bullshit. Yeah, it just flies in. Richard, your turn.
Okay, so how many rounds on my wings would you say I have?
Lasts a minute.
Yeah.
They flew pretty far. I'm gonna say 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and you believe what Alcmeno said. You saw that was the truth. The weird. First one in blurry, but what he said made sense.
Yeah, I will Eldritch Blast the gargoyle.
You're on a different floor to it right now.
But it's if you think about it, I'm under the thing, and Alcmeno. Oh, I guess
Right
there's a
behind
pillar
you.
there.
Yeah, it's
What about the guy on the top thing? If I stand under here, can I shoot through the hole?
There isn't a hole. It just looks like that, but you can't see.
Oh,
It's not like a giant fucking hole. Or there'd be a hole in the top of stuff.
Yes. If I stand right behind Alcmenos, could I shoot that guy?
He would
Or
have
see him
cover,
at
but you
least?
could shoot him.
Okay. Do I have disadvantage?
He definitely, yes. He's
Okay.
whirling around and changing.
Then instead I will Sacred Flame it.
Genius.
I want to
insane.
use the light. It's an extra 8 by the way because the wings.
Wait a second. I won't check something.
So I do 15 damage if it does damage.
I believe you get Sacred Flame from the thing which you no longer get, Podchak.
You are correct. Then I will Eldritch Blast.
Excellent, excellent.
I no longer Divine Bite.
When
24, so 16 damage.
Nice, yeah, that hits, that hits. Even
And then
it's
a
not resisted. It's a chunk gets blasted from it. The
12.
12 however misses.
Oh, okay.
Especially with the, like even about the cover, the blast all and roll. There's like some weird sounds coming from the floor with Zeno, isn't it? Zeno is like fucking.
drooling.
I'm gonna give him another insight save though, because while I come out, I'm gonna give him one at turn. So, actually sense danger happening, but whatever. It's gonna happen at the end of this turn, so I'll do it for.
Can I give him advantage by like shouting at him?
What do you shout?
Dino, fight with me, brother. You can get through this.
It doesn't sound like something you would say. Oh, he's back.
This is exactly what our command says.
Hey Zeno,
Okay,
so it's your turn, and you're still unaware exactly what is happening. You hear the sounds of fighting and everything, and you heard that weird salmon make some glug glug noises. Roll another insight.
Glug, glug.
It's like blub 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 blub. Zeno, blubber blub blub.
Oh, I'm a fish.
13. No, occasionally the fish seems to almost kind of morph into a weird humanoid form and then back, but it kind of freaks you out rather than actually make you want to fight.
Okay.
You're like, oh god. Alright, gargoyles. They're kind of just running up to try to get. Oh no, okay. No, here we go. One of them, seeing this thing is so stuck, flies away and then comes through a window in the other level.
Oh. There's a windows here?
Yeah, of course. Not just windows top floor. Kind of weird level would it be in a tower if it didn't have any windows in it? But then you're kind of just chilling out, and a weird fish. This weird stone bird comes and tries to bite you.
What the fuck is trying to bite me? I'm just minding my own business, lying on the ground.
What a bastard, right?
You're lying on the ground. That's
That's
advantage, man.
advantage?
I don't know where you are.
Has advantage anyway, because he's the enemy's
Yeah,
moving around crazily. Alright, but it tries to bite you.
That bastard.
17. I don't think you have your shield or equipped.
I do not have my shield.
I know
Okay.
a lot of
I
this
don't
happened.
think I had my armor on at the time.
You don't think you had your armor on,
We were
okay.
resting and shit, right?
Oh yeah, you were resting before, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't even have my armor on.
No, it happened
No, that
after.
was-
when it
yeah,
woke
that
up.
was
It happened
was
after.
quite
so
a
you
while
didn't have your
after
armor on. Yeah.
the
Oh, it's quite a while out. Oh, okay.
No, it was 20 minutes, but it was after.
No, we went to got the cubes and stuff, and we had all and you guys fucking breakfast after.
I think you went and got the cubes at the same time. Ah, okay. Okay, yeah, we was after.
So I have my armor.
Okay, yeah, but that still is, right? That still is, right?
Sorry?
Still
That
hits,
still
right?
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second claw's missed. So this weird bird thing takes a bite out of you. Make a it really works to shock you out of it. So roll another insight, but with advantage this time. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's enough. So you you kind of burn, and there's kind of bite, the pain kind of shocks you to your senses. So you're still not quite right. It's definitely still difficult to really understand what's happening. It still is moving and blurring, but to you now, it does look like this kind of vicious creature that is clearly an enemy and clearly trying to kill you. And yeah, that's its turn. This
The fish is
gargoyle
their leader.
follows the sing of the other one and flies down to Richard. And bites at you, Richard. Also with advantage, 14 hits.
11 would hit, so
7 hitting and then claws at you. 10 doesn't though, right?
No, 10 doesn't.
Woo! It doesn't hit a 10 with advantage. Crazy. So yeah, you get bitten. How come it's your turn? You kind of you kind of heard the sound. As you kind of look down the stairs, you see the others dealing with them.
Dealing with them.
Dealing with them. Change HP, mate.
Sorry? Oh, yeah, shit.
I want to shove Richard and move to his space. I'll try and. Can I roll an
Shove
athletics
Richard?
to do this? Yeah, 5 feet away.
Did you try to shove Richard?
Yeah,
Which way?
down. Well, not down, like here.
Oh, to the lower floor.
Yeah, because he's right behind me, right? On the
Yeah, on the staircase.
on the second.
Push them
Yeah.
down the stairs.
So I want to
Yeah,
be. Well, eventually I want to be in between him and the gargoyle.
Oh yeah, Richard, yeah, you're halfway on the stairs. So I guess this one would have had to fly properly over. So it's yeah. So on the staircase as well. So they couldn't attack you otherwise.
Oh shit! Like that. I thought it was at the bottom of the
It would
stairs.
have had to, right? No, but if it needs to attack him, if he's right behind you and the set it all the way around to right to like this point. Or
But
like
sure,
that
there's
point.
no real railings on this tower, so you can just push me down the stairs if you want to.
That seems like a good plan.
Be tempted.
Okay.
I will say the one in front of you looks like quite severely wounded.
I will shout at Richard. Richard, you seem to have your wits about you. Go invisible and warn Zeno of the dangers. Because he's still like drooling. Yeah, I will. I will attack the one in front of me. Or
Reckless?
crits.
You didn't say? So it's actually not reckless, you lucky boy, Jacker. But you rolled a 20 on the first
But
one anyway.
I did reckless.
You did, you didn't say you did.
Oh, but
21.
I didn't say I didn't.
That's okay, you can move reckless. Yeah, that is how it works. But okay, you recklessly swing and yeah, you take a big fucking chunk out of it. Yeah, you another one of those and it's fucking dead.
Another one of those. Well, let's get a shot.
Almost.
Of course. Yeah. That's my cold aura, you never know.
How much is it? I don't see.
8 total. 6 plus 2.
Oh, you didn't do your cool over last time, by the way.
No, because I already in an attack last turn, so no
You
bonus
didn't do your
action.
cool over last time, by the way, Jacko.
Because I already in an attack last turn, so no bonus action.
Oh, okay. It fails, so it takes the 2 calls, so it takes 8 damage total, but 6 of it is bludgeoning, or like piercing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, wait.
6 of it is
Jacko,
piercing, 2 of it is
first one was a
rage.
6 total damage roll,
Yeah.
and then 2 cold.
Yeah. The 2 plus 6 plus 2.
Okay, it is just... Yeah, but you know, the 6 isn't really a 6. Yeah. You kind of, like, you strike it and, it's barely hold together now. You see deep cracks running through. Looks like it could fall apart at any moment.
Okay.
And then it's turn, however, and it bites you. 2 piercing damage. Then claws you. Oh, and crits. For 4 total and all of these saves. This is why you don't reckless. Silly boy.
Yeah, I'm hitting pretty well. Oh no.
Ooh, another d20.
Uh-oh.
Oh fuck.
Dungeon Master's guy.
Oh wait, no, I want to reroll. I want to reroll my lucky. For the injury
What
save.
did you roll out of interest?
A 4.
What did you roll? Oh wait, for the original or for the...
I mean, I don't know if I still can. I kind of did it at the same time, but...
I mean, I only see the one.
Sure, I only see the first one.
Yeah,
You could reroll the original injury. So.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you don't get it. Yeah, you don't get it. You don't. I mean, it's fine. If you rerolled the other one anyway, you would have got another cool scar. You'd have chose not to. You'd suffer. Alright, that's its
Yeah.
turn. This one, however, just stays fine. The other, seeing that the other one's about to fall, it readies an action to like attack if you move up and attack it. But you don't know that. Richard, your turn. This gargoyle is
Okay.
in front, or like behind you, technically. In the Aquaman to your front, gargoyle to the back. Here I am.
Okay, no.
I just got attacked, so I will retaliate by Eldritch blasting it in the face.
Okay, yeah, with disadvantage.
And don't listen to the plan, I guess.
I scream out to Alcamenos that I used all my spells on the fish that attacked me earlier.
That damn fish!
A 13,
Okay. 13 does not hit, I'm afraid.
even without the.
Even without cover, a 13 does not hit these gargoyles. Crazy,
Uh,
I had
no.
easy copy in the back.
I will use a lucky on the
Okay.
second attack to re-roll it.
For damage, but
Wait, why not on the first attack? Because that's 11 force damage.
see, it's in the past, Jacko. And you should
Yeah,
roll
because I forgot about it.
Nope, still-
Okay.
Still misses.
I still miss.
That's your turn.
I will fly
Mhm.
there.
Okay, you fly like somehow around over the top of it. Sure.
I
I
fly
just-
fucking around it then.
You're
Like,
in a staircase.
Yeah,
How are you
lucky,
flying
yeah, you're
around?
lucky, there's a point.
like, does it cover the entire staircase?
Pretty big.
Like, is it an entire? Like, is it an entirely enclosed staircase? Like,
Yeah.
Well, it has to be open on some sides, right? So you can get out of the floors.
Yeah, it's
Like,
open on
so
this side here. You see here? You can see how it's specifically done. So it's like the little opening bit here. And then, this is the wall. And then, it goes
He's kind of like here, and you're here, and I'm here. But I think he could fly like above him.
okay.
I mean, like the distance between the stairs, like above you, would be the same as the height of the floors of the building, right? Or I guess no, because it could be like 2 rotations per floor. But assuming we're acting on the assumption it's 1 rotation per floor, like there should be room to go over it, right?
Okay, but I was nice earlier, so this one can get over this trend. But okay. Okay.
Well, they're chunky.
He's not as chunky as a
okay.
gargoyle.
Yeah, Richard is very svelte. Where are you trying to get to?
Yeah, I mean, it's behind him, so
Nothing personnel? Okay.
nothing personal. Okay.
Your turn. You have more of your wits about you. Not exactly what's happening, but these creatures are attacking, whatever they are.
There's a demon right here.
Fucking demons!
Well, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna have banishment on the one that attacked you.
Everyone fucking loves banishment. Crazy.
Oh. I got it first.
Sure you do. Alright.
I mean, Julio got it first.
Okay. Click it. I want to know.
I didn't put anything in.
Nice! I'll roll the Christmas save.
Roll the Christmas save. DC
11.
15.
DC 17. What?
15.
Oh, I was like 7? Okay, yeah. It poofs out of...
It pops, right? It should pop, I think.
Poof or pop? Why would it pop?
It's allowed to pop if it's permanently gone.
It's a faint pop to me.
Loud pop.
There's a faint pop right there. Wait, gargoyle.
So loud. It's
Well, faint popping noise.
Silver.
Pop.
But are gargoyles not like made or something? I thought they were like golems.
They're elementals, I think.
Are they? I'm searching my gargoyle form.
They're elementals, and they're definitely
The
not
elemental plane of
plane.
Earth? Is there...
Gargoyle
the-
5e.
Tom, you can't use your curse of star DM knowledge for this, It's not fair.
Gargoyles, original, gargoyle, effective. Society, no. Alignment here, if you type generic originally gargoyles were all made of stone and then a mage gave life to them. It doesn't say anything about them being from a different plane in like the Forget What Fallen Realms wiki.
I might just be assuming because they're elementals, or is it? I remember them being
I think
elementals.
it might have been on a different like maybe edition, but it doesn't say anywhere about it. So you
It's not like
here
their creature type is elemental, right? They're not like aberrations.
they're elementals,
Yeah,
but like
Yeah, okay.
but they but I don't think they're native to a different plane. So you
Sure.
hear a nothing as they just vanish.
No problem.
Should have knowledge check. Use that action, that one action out of your free. Alright, but yeah, it does vanish. Do you move or anything? I will give it a. I'll move to a different layer, I guess. Do you move, Tom?
Well, I would go grab my shield, wherever that is. If it's close
I'm
by.
imagining it's upstairs, but they took you to a different stair.
Okay, so if I can't see my shield anywhere, then I would probably. It's probably not my hammers. My axe is probably not anywhere nearby either.
I imagine they were all up in the upstairs. Yes.
I would just I would run.
I mean, like, there's no... I don't know if there's a reason we didn't have a shield on them. That wouldn't have been one of the things we took away. The axe, certainly.
I mean, but like, it's not strapped at all point, is what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
I wouldn't have it
Okay,
strapped
yeah,
or anything on me.
Sure.
I mean, it's like it would happen earlier in the morning, before you guys like left or anything. Is when it first happened, and then like Jack would have carried him down. He didn't, sort of pick anything up. So like, yeah,
Sure.
I think like if it was like a buckler, maybe, but like a big shield, I don't think.
Yeah, big snail shield, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't out there in combat. We were in
Exactly,
basic
right,
chilling,
so,
so
yeah.
like,
Like I don't assume you have it like.
Yeah, no.
All right, so where you go?
yeah, I would just kind of like run over here with Richard to moral support, I guess. So, I just
Moral support. All right, Richard. You see a weird, very strange-looking creature behind you. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. Looks kind of half gorilla-y. All right, and then this gargoyle that was, turns around as you teleported behind it, and then attacks you with a bite. Still with advantage.
Yep.
For 3, want a bite. And a claw for 8.
Okay.
Alcamenos, your turn.
I will strike the guy in front of me with my water.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the most assured damage. Too cold then. And if it's still
Well,
up, I'll strike it.
It is on. Oh, now it's on 2 HP.
So does 15 hits?
15 meets, and you cut it down, or like smash it into pieces with your poke.
In that case, I will turn around and strike this guy from the back.
Oh, the flanking, I like it, I like it.
If only, you know.
Yeah, you hit.
For
Okay.
10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you strike it well. That's your turn?
Yeah.
This one in front just kind of like snarls and comes up and like, you know, tries to bite you in the back of your neck. Hits for 3 damage. You're just, you know, these wounds mean nothing to you. I am made of steel.
I'm made of
And then, you know,
stone.
even better. And then he tries to claw you for another 3.
6, okay.
And then Richard, your turn.
Okay, I will
I'm gonna put you, Jacko, on this one actually. I think you should all be on
Eldritch Blast.
I don't know why I decided doing 2, that makes it harder. Yeah, that
15.
Yep.
That's 20 damage because still have my wings.
20 damage. Damn,
Yep.
crazy.
And then
Huge damage.
Oh.
nah, I miss.
That however misses, yeah. So you know your turn.
My turn. I will.
Wait, so
cast-
you trying to be behind him, but like also on like the stairs? Like you're kind of where the stairs come out, so that you'd be like over here. Sorry, but like they come out like here onto the floor. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, to be honest, I was kind of confused about how this like.
So like the stairs are going down from here, okay? So like down here, then they go down, and then like it kind of comes out here onto this floor. Like this is the floor above.
And where are they? Like they're inside
That is
the
like-
staircase?
What's that?
They're
On that
inside-
case, we should be turned around. Like I should be here, and Patrick should
No,
be
that's
here.
where we're down. So the staircase is going down, and really it should be like going up if you wanted it to work that way. No, this is fine. This is just the top floor, but pretend it's going to like there's a floor underneath it with an opening, right? It's going out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And yeah, they're both in the staircase. One like there's like a circular staircase. Wait, let me draw a side. No, this is too so much art to draw a side on view. Okay, so imagine this is the sink, and then it's going around like that. Okay, wait.
Oh, that's fun slide.
Like, Richard is at this point. Scary Gargoyle, 1 is here. They have horns. That's horns, not bunny ears. And then Alcamenos, is that you, Alcamenos? What are you drawing? That's the other gargoyle.
Me going down the slide.
That's the other gargoyle. Let me give it some horns. Oh, this guy's got big old horns. And then Alcamenos is at this point fighting it. So there's Gargoyle, Alcamenos, a little bit further down. Although not really, just far down. Another Gargoyle, and then Sing, and then you're over here, right?
Okay.
Look at him. Dude, I'm always going to
Beautiful.
start drawing from a side-on view now.
Yeah. Makes it so realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be difficult to get into melee range, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can shove Richard out of the way
Mm-hmm.
and attack.
Can I do that?
Yeah. You can move him 5 feet if you succeed on athletics.
Doesn't he have to show it? Can you choose what direction? It can go in any direction. So you like pull him behind them.
I would definitely do that.
I think it has to be away from you.
No, I mean it would replace your attack action. So like,
yeah.
No. Maybe not.
you can do that and stand there and do nothing if you like. Like,
Well, Jack said I could attack as well.
but yeah, but
No,
if
it
you have
plays
to
good.
attack the turn, it replaces 1 attack, but you don't get 2 attacks a turn, so it's less useful.
But like for next turn, though, you know.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, what do you do?
Okay. Okay. I will cast spiritual weapon.
The classic. Yeah.
Got a spiritual weapon behind the guy. Level 2 with attacks.
Okay, yeah, there's no reason spiritual weapon would have disadvantage, but you know, it's just a magical thing attacking something. So that you can roll that normally.
Maybe roll a d2 to see if it attacks Richard.
Nah. He rolled well enough on his insight. Wait, did it hit? What did it get on the attack roll, Tom?
15.
Okay, cool. Meets. Yeah. This one. Yep. Takes.
Yeah, and then I will attempt to basically replace Richard in front of this creature.
Okay. Roll, I guess, a athletics check. I guess like, but Richard has a rule against it, right? You could have choose to fail it, couldn't you?
Also, you have to push it away from you. You can't switch some places like that.
Oh, well, why do you even suggest it then, Jacko?
Oh.
Okay.
Because he wanted to get a melee range with it.
But he can't do that, right? Because he can't push.
Why do you
I mean,
have to-
he can
why
push.
only push away?
He can push Richard down and then take his place, right?
Down.
But
No, because then he would have to be in front of it. Look
it's
at
a
the
complete.
side on-
For some reason, it's an completely enclosed fucking
Yeah.
thing here in the watchtower.
But okay, so if he
He's
pushes
facing upwards
Richard
now.
down, then the gargoyle gets pushed down as
How
well.
is it- he's
Then
lower
I get
down.
pushed up.
He's lower
Then-
down than Richard. He can't like. He can't push Richard down the stairs when he is down the stairs from Richard.
I mean, up the
You can only
stairs.
try to push Richard up the stairs into the gargoyle.
And then the gargoyle gets pushed into me, and then I get pushed into this gargoyle, and this gargoyle gets pushed
Okay,
in.
you know, is that it?
But then again,
You could kinda aim.
Richard counts as an ally, right? And you can move through ally spaces.
Yeah, but you can't stop
I
him.
momentarily move in front of between them and then push Richard away.
No, but you can't stop to attack.
You can't take actions in another person's space. We've been through this many times. I recommend the best course of action to be aiding Richard in attacking the Saint here. But it kills a disadvantage pass. Oh, that's all. Then that's up to you. But if you're not doing that, then your turn it ends.
Doesn't have to be believable aid.
Yeah, it's very
And
believable.
I told it then.
Oh, well, this is perfect. Why weren't you doing this the whole time? Got 10 damage.
Because I wanted to get into melee range, so I could do a third level inflict wounds on it.
Nah, that's way worse than this. He's
I've done
immune
that
to
to a
necrotic
gargoyle
damage.
before.
Immune to necrotic damage, I assure you. Fail takes 10 damage. Nice.
He takes 10 necrotic damage.
I would say, Richard, get out of the way. Behind me.
It literally
What?
turns and the hair just goes up in the air like there's no gravity and it's crazy and so pretty. The wings are amazing. Alright, that's your turn. This gargoyle's still in a different plane. This dude attacks Richard. Blah. Bam! 6 and then that car. 7.
Hey, I like these sound
Yeah,
effects.
let's not do that. Jacko knows my sound effects well. Jacko, your turn.
Yeah, I'll keep swinging at this guy that's fucking up Richard.
Yeah, that hits. Ooh, nice damage, 17, okay. Roll good on the call.
Well, first I'll strike again.
Okay, well then you don't need to roll good on the call. Yeah, you kill it.
Yeah.
And could you? No, you can roll less. Yeah. You fucking shatter this one to pieces as well. Richard gets out the way.
And then-
Like, too late.
I'll turn around and say, there's only one more left.
Technically incorrect. Okay.
One that I can see.
Yeah. Do you move or anything? You still move at him unless you're called or hit this one. Or not even move, I guess, technically within 5 feet.
Oh shit, yeah, I do still have that. Thank you. I have so many actions in this already, you forget some of them, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to forget that 1 damage, possibly, huh? I mean,
That's
not
right.
possibly. Why even do the deck save? Definitely 1 damage. The fucking cold water gets it. But then it not claws, bites at you. Oh, but misses.
Oh,
Then claws at you. Oh, but hits for 1
Misses.
damage. For 1 damage.
I mean,
it
there's
returns
not
the
even
claw.
okay, fine. If he
Alright,
minus
Richard,
it
your
for
turn.
now.
The
Okay.
thing in front of you shattered into pieces and let out a deathly scream that filled you with terror, but it might be just what you're hired for.
Okay. Yeah. Probably.
Maybe.
I will try to get an angle on this guy.
You'll have cover.
Yeah, I'll Eldritch Blast it, despite that.
Ooh, +2. Yeah, okay, the first one hits though.
Okay, that's +8 on top of that,
Okay,
so
but how many turns?
17.
I said you had 4
And
rounds.
yeah, it's
This
that
is
that
the
was
last
the last turn.
Okay, so 17.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other one misses. So
Zeno, instead of moving back, he moved forward, and Zeno isn't even here to say it to. What a shame. What a shame. Now, this session did not go the way I was expecting, but with the, burning incense, and then getting back, trying to banish teammate. Crazy. Crazy.
And we thought
Hey,
Zeno and Richard
I
would not get
wanted
any
to plug
action.
my party members, like, you know, it wasn't just the incense.
Yeah, if it was just the incense, then it would have ended ages ago.
That's true. You would all have been fine.
I'll take like 20% responsibility.
Your turn. Instead of moving back, you move forward.
Well, I follow. The more sounds is the. Do I see the other one, like the last one or whatever?
No, you can't see it at all. But you can hear the sound of fire, so you imagine it's just around the corner.
Can I move in this square?
Yeah, sure.
Can I move like I move my spiritual weapon over there?
Oh yeah, you can do that. Sure. Yeah, you know there's combat here. Like, rolled hit. It misses, though. Bounces off the thing's armor. You can track how many turns for management, Tom.
That's been 2 turns.
Okay, yeah, keep track for me.
I think.
Okay, Aquaman, it's your turn. Okay, you know, roll before you even say it's your turn, but okay, dude. Whatever. 2 hits. Okay. And then extra +2 on both of those, right?
Yeah.
So 18, no, 28, 30 damage total, okay. Ooh, a nice cool damage. We'll see.
And I want to look at its face to see if it knows fear.
Okay, let me look if it says if it knows fear on the cargo or description page.
Might have asked the same exact question when we fought gargoyles way before at Crucible.
Doesn't look like it really feels fear. Like,
Okay.
at least it doesn't seem that scared of you. You know, it's
Definitely
like,
going for another bite. Okay. Bring it.
Bring it. Okay, yeah, it decides to bring it and crits you 4 times action surge.
Hey, no.
So, oh no, miss it with the first one, then just scores you for measly 2 damage. What's even the point?
That's way more effort even.
Richard, your turn. Richard.
Yes, that's me.
Ricardo.
Oh, it's my turn.
Your turn.
I will move up, and I will Eldritch Blast.
Nice hits for 7 plus 8, right?
Nah, it's over now, so...
Okay, so minus 7. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
7.
alive. The extra 8 over.
That's fine.
Roll again.
You have 2 attacks, right?
My first one rolled a 1, so...
Oh, I did not see that. Okay, Zeno, your turn.
Can I see it now?
Yeah, you can start it. It has cover to you, but it doesn't matter if people are dead, right?
Oh, the spiritual weapon's gonna.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that hits.
First, and then.
For 6, yeah.
And then,
It looks very, very broken.
I'm just gonna toll it dead.
Very broken. Oh, it just told her dead. Counter does 17 damage.
Yeah, or none, if you say.
Yeah, but what are the chances of it saving?
A DC 15? Oof.
Fails, look at that. And yeah, it crumbles to pieces.
Doing.
And the echoes of time go over it. Yeah. There are none left that you can see.
I move up. This is my turn.
No.
right?
Yeah, it's your turn. Well, wait, Zeno, if you want to say something, you can still say something.
Let's see, 5, 10,
Another
15.
one will appear back downstairs in a minute.
You hear this coming from Zeno?
I shout back, I thought you had destroyed it! Can I look out
Just
the
removed it and it didn't pop.
You like that, me, Ty.
Makes sense, makes sense. Can I look at the window and see if there's any more approaching?
Roll perception?
Do I have advantage because I'm raging?
No. You do not see any more approaching.
Okay. I will go back down, let's see how much movement was that.
I mean, like, you can act out initiative briefly if you like, or like arrange how you want to
okay.
arrange, because, like, you know, it's like a minute.
Right,
So.
I'll go down and see. Where is it?
It will appear, I think, right over here. It's like pointed the space where it disappeared from here.
Yeah, this place.
Turn here.
Sorry, here?
Like here.
Okay.
Oh, you want to stand in the space to see what happens?
No, I think we both got fucked down, right?
Nah, you don't. It just goes the nearest, I would say. Okay, do you choose like end it early, Xeno, or do you actually wait till the minute's up?
In attack.
I ready an Eldritch Blast.
No, okay. If we're all ready, I can then spell and bring it back sooner.
One of them is
Well-
no threats.
Glug
Do it.
says the salmon.
Okay. I will ready a second level inflict wounds and then.
I
stop.
think readying a spell requires
Yes, concentration.
on
Well, but
I
it
don't
kind of
think you
works,
need
you know.
Yeah, but I like.
it. Okay, so
That
you start
cancels
to
the
ready it.
spell,
Yeah,
so-
okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good,
like
fine.
if I ready it ends
Yeah.
the other concentration. So.
Okay, that looks cool. Yeah, okay, so you do it and it appears back. Everyone's ready action goes pew 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 pew. Xeno, you can do yours first. You were the one who did the spell.
Yep. Okay.
So you try to touch it, right?
23.
You'll still have disadvantage for still moving. That with disadvantage
What?
You still have disadvantage.
because you're so high, fucking still like swirling and changing shape. The same way Richard kept on having disadvantage on all his attacks.
Fine. The roll again.
I'm sure you'll get it though. Yeah, you do.
Easy.
No problem.
Easy.
Easy boys.
Uh,
Ooh, so much damage at a higher level. So it's 33 damage. Yeah, you just see like Hartford just like crumble away, like many centuries have just passed in the blink of an eye, and then Alchemist,
Bam, bam.
2 instant strikes on it, 1 crit, all the damage. You're still. Oh, you wouldn't be raging because over turns passed before without combat.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah. So just roll damage without the extra +2. Cool. So 11.
And 12.
Okay, so minus 11 total. Okay, it's still alive, and then the Eldritch Blast. Pew pew. 15 hits for 9. It is 9 exact lethal. Wow.
Nice.
And ready actions all go on in a split second, and the final blast of the Eldritch power knocks it to a gravel, and there is silence. You two, you do not feel well. You do definitely feel like pretty kind of like fucked up in the head, but you are more in control of your own body, and you are definitely thinking clearer, if not clearly.
Do your life.
The fight did some good in knocking you slightly out of your trip, I guess.
Okay. But everything's still not complete. Like
Definitely not
visually
good.
not
Visually good. You still see things which don't look right. Yeah.
So, yeah, but sorry. What is my state? Am I like I'm
You're
not
the
fully
same.
fine yet? But
Like you're not fully fine, but like it definitely getting hit and attacked definitely woke kind of jolted you semi awake. Like you still see stuff moving, the walls still seem to be shaking. Argument kind of changes shape, but you're more aware of where you are and what the situation is.
I hold up a hand to give attention and be like, "You have done well. Lay back down.
happened.
Look at the ceiling. I will take charge until you feel well again."
Alcamenos,
What happened here?
what's happening? What's going on with you?
He touches your face.
I touch your face and I use my healing, not the healing light, it's the
Healing hand.
healing hands, and you get 8 HP.
Oh, nice, thank you.
What happened to you? Why are you so ugly?
I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on Richard.
Okay, so you attempt, get your mind and go, what's happening, and manage to sync up the spell, and you cast something, and Richard, you find your mind, which was slightly blurry, instantly, gonna snap back into focus.
So, like everything,
healed
what
me,
happens,
Alcamenos.
goes through my head,
I am well, yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, Alcamenos, I'm really sorry.
What? Oh, you mean the sudden disappearance into the flights?
Yes.
I share responsibility for this.
I should have looked through the incense before. See if there was anything weird with them. I should.
You can cast spells at a higher level even if it doesn't say they have any.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's just the same
Yeah.
spell.
Sino,
Yeah, okay.
Sino, are you fine?
Cast it on myself as well. Then.
Yeah, so you asked if he'd fine, and like kind of like not very steady if he like presses his hand against himself, and your mind also clears.
What the heck? What happened?
Thank the gods that you are well again.
Great babysitting adventure.
Okay. Yeah, and I need to go and take over the horses now. So can we end the session here, or are we gonna?
I guess this is probably
Guess so.
the best.
Yeah, and then we'll
Yeah,
begin
Well, I mean, if
by
you want to resolve
with
routing this in the next one, like that,
What's the case?
carry us nicely. Like if you want to resolve what happened with me and my dad,
Yeah,
like looking for the record.
Yeah, but I can do that without Gino here. I mean, without Richard.
Sure.
Yeah, he'll still. Yeah.
bye bye.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
there are fewer gargoyles in that cliff than there were earlier.
Hmm.
You kind of
Oh well, I probably just imagine.
have a look. It's hard to tell, son. It's very far.
I'll keep the thing here, so Jacko doesn't need to worry about the cameras.
Thank you for that.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and yeah, you guys set off. Okay, so sorry, let me put you back on no mood. See exactly where you went.
So basically, it's the buildings at the north end of town on this side of the
Yeah,
river for
I
a
see.
start.
Yeah, when you're looking around this area, you don't see any signs of visitors. When you get around here, however, and you kind of look over in the Colosseum area, you don't see the King of Feathers, but you see also like coming from this side, like a heavy trail of blood in the ground. Not just like a human's wounded, but like big.
Oh, yeah. Like. Wait, sorry. Okay, where does the trail come from? Where does it go? To?
It comes from this side. It's like heading this way.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess like when we get to the point where we're like about to step over this, like trail of gore, I say, it looks like our distraction. Oh, of course, you weren't there for that. Yes, we we may have utilized an enormous dinosaur to distract the Yuan-Ti while we broke in to rescue you. From the looks of things, it looks like he might have survived and returned to his roost. That would be interesting.
He kind of chuckles. He's like, quite the distraction.
Yes, and it even got better. It got even better once we were inside and found another dinosaur to release.
Lucky coincidence.
You probably might have heard that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so like I'm trying to think. It's hard to like judge like vantage points and stuff because I have a spyglass, so I'm trying to think of this like somewhere. Is there like the height of the Colosseum or the amphitheater or whatever it is like significantly higher than the surrounding buildings?
Maybe a little, but also based where it is, you imagine it wouldn't give a very good vantage point over like these buildings. Sure, it would give a good one, but even like anything past this point, it might give an okay one. It is, and even then, like anything further away, it would be much more. Sure. It would be better just to go up one of these. Buildings, yeah.
I suggest that. I say, why don't we climb up there and have a look around this area before moving on? Better than investigating the buildings individually.
It seems like a smart idea. Do you think there's a chance, however, we could encounter the beast?
I sort of think about it and I say, he hangs around here, but I'm not 100% certain where he ends up. I've walked a full lap around it before and not encountered him. I think as long as we're relatively careful, he shouldn't detect us. And even if he does, I say, gesturing like towards the amphitheater, there's plenty of places in there that we could, or doorways and so on, that we could duck through that he wouldn't be able to follow us. And then we could slip out another exit and be away with beast none the wiser.
Sounds like a plan. So yeah, you kind of get close and start, pushing toward the side where you go. And as you kind of like go around a tree, just kind of covering the immediate ahead, you see the kind of in the kind of like the circle. I don't know what you would call it. The bit of the amphitheater,
like a stage area,
maybe where they would want to stage, like the ruins on that. You actually you see the King of Feathers sort of like curled up in kind of resting stance.
Okay, maybe my plan to climb the seats just got a little more dangerous. Let's just go around the back and up there.
He's always like, the wall shouldn't be too hard of a climb. So yeah, you just head around the back, and with your claws, you can just like scale it completely. Yeah, and you make it.
2 people with a climbing speed. It's nice to have someone else who can do that for a change. Yeah, and I'll like survey and then give my assessments and then hand him the spyglass and let him survey as well. So we got 2 eyes on everything and 2 opinions as well.
Yeah.
Just basically looking for signs of habitation, but like also expecting that the inhabitants might be like trying to hide their position. So it's not just smoke, but like maybe doors that are being forcibly opened, or
overgrowth being trampled. Yeah. Overall perception.
Sure thing.
Don't see any like clear signs of any what's it called? You don't like. There are areas where perhaps like a creature like either a large animal or perhaps some humanoid being, but nothing like kind of trampled out as if it'd been like repeated passage around there. So like perhaps someone has traveled there before, but it doesn't look like it has been used as like kind of base, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Does Silver concur?
Yeah, he like agrees. It's like there are perhaps some lines, some markings in the tree line where perhaps someone has been, but I don't believe there's a permanent camp there, unless they're hiding it very well.
I kind of like survey everything that's sort of north of the river. That's like there's basically this area over here that we haven't checked out yet, and I say, well, if they are over there, my money would be on that big building with the sloping roof. Why don't we look? There's a nice row of buildings along the north edge of the city.
Mm-hmm.
We could go rooftop to rooftop between them, and very stealthily and see what we see either there or in the buildings opposite.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Let's give that one a wide berth, though. I have my suspicions.
Indeed, it's 6.
So I guess we'll go north around the buildings that we just looked at.
That sounds good. Sure. When you go that way, you pass very close to the entrance of the where you believe the entrance.
I'll
point
that out to him if he didn't know where it was.
Oh, he's like, I see. I've seen the obelisk before, but it seemed like it had an evil presence. I didn't investigate it.
Damn straight.
Damn straight. Yeah, but you did not like give it a wide berth, but you don't investigate it.
Yeah.
So you get to once like these buildings. Okay, when you get here and you look at it again, give me another perception check.
Sure.
17. Okay, let me roll for him. Okay. 17. Okay. When you have a look around, let me just yeah, so you're like up here and you're having a look around. You see near these kind of buildings, kind of here-ish, like you see right where, I don't know how zoomed in you get, like I'm quite zoomed in right now, to the right of that building with like the little sticky bit on top. Yeah, that like kind of like little straight bit that goes down. Like you see there that there's like some real like a lot of these buildings here, they're still standing fairly well. Some of them have caved in roofs and that kind of stuff. Something
like
here,
the overall structure is still there.
Exactly. Here you see what looks like maybe they're building, but they're like way more destroyed, like kind of smaller. And like in that area around it, you kind of see that the grass is like very beaten up, like like many people probably have walked there. So that looks like you don't see any sort of like any like actual camp, but the area around it does seem to be quite heavily trodden.
And then the buildings are more destroyed in that like general area, or
no, I mean it's hard to say because like in general, okay, like some of these buildings, that are more doing ones. Occasionally you pass like foundations that have
ones that's basically just rubble.
Yeah, or the foundational walls that are left behind, kind of thing.
Yeah,
this is like one of those. It's not like the only one, especially the area like near the river. They're quite common. you know where.
So like this building is
That
is
one's
half
in,
collapsed on that side, or there's like small buildings down this
small
side of it that
buildings
aren't collapsed?
down this side that aren't collapsed.
Okay. They're like this that basically aren't represented on the map, but like
Yeah,
exist
exactly.
there.
They're not represented on the map.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll point it out. I'll say that's certainly a possibility over there by that big building with the dome, and I hand him the spyglass. Let's continue making our way all the way towards the waterfall to be sure we don't miss anything up here before.
Easily, he says indeed, and he kind of like points to this building. He's like, if there is something there, this building would like provide a perfect vantage point.
I concur.
Excellent, son. And you like, yeah, you keep going. None of these buildings really seem of any like.
We just like skittle along the roofs, you know.
Yeah, and you kind of go to.
Yeah, eventually make our way like up onto that one, and like I guess at that point we'll like kind of commando crawl like up to the lip of the roof, you know, like with the spyglass out, so that we're less sort of silhouetted against the skyline of the buildings, and then take a good close look at that whole area.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even let me make you do a perception thing because you know exactly where you're looking and you have a spyglass, so you can just. I will put you, I guess, on this map so you can see it. It will probably be a move. Right, Alchemanos, you want to fucking see? Fucking piece
No,
of
I'm not
shit.
even
There's
there.
a big Archimedes next to me. What the hell?
Shit, there you go.
Whoa, what the?
This is much
You
better.
turn off the dynamic lighting?
Yeah.
Dude, my map's done something so fucking weird.
It
Like I'm like now I'm like scrolling around. The dynamic lighting's moving with me. Okay, I need to refresh.
What?
Definitely. Yeah, like the shadows are still there in exactly the same position, but like as I move the map around, like they move. I just refreshed. It's so broken. I think it's because I was scrolling when you turned it off.
Okay, yes.
Nice bug. Okay, reticulating splines. And I seem to be loading the world map again for some reason. No?
Let's do that.
Oh, what? I'm sorry. No, I'm not loading the world map. It loaded me into Atlas Rising.
You might
I just refreshed my 20. It loaded me into the
maybe
campaign.
on Atlas Rising.
If you
Oh,
go
I
to,
just pushed F5.
yeah,
Tabletop.
they share the same link, right? The editor, All20.
So okay, anyway, loading again, randomizing dice rolls, blah 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 blah. Okay, here we go. So what am I looking at here? Okay, so yeah, I'll take the opportunity to get a count of how many I see at present. I see 1, 2 fires, 3 fires, and 1 looks like a wizard. Oh, give me a second. Okay, my apologies. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back now. Okay, so I counted 3 campfires, and I see 1 wizard. And do these guys look like the mercenaries that we saw? Met so many are dead.
Some nice nondescript sounds right there.
Sure. Is he in red robes despite the sort of bluish token? Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah. So, I'll hand a spyglass to my father and say, well, that's certainly them.
Takes a look like definitely.
Not all of the ones we expected, though. Perhaps we should wait here an hour or two and see if any more come and go in that time.
Like that seems like a smart decision.
Let's take turns then. We'll rotate every 10 minutes. 1 person watching them, 1 person keeping an eye out to make sure we don't get snuck up on. Especially by them. I point out, I point to the gargoyles. Now I've remembered they exist. Nothing to do with the party getting attacked by them. Well, having got to like the mouth of the city earlier and remembering they exist, I'm like much more suspicious of that.
Sure. Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the base, there's more coming. Defend.
Hundreds of swarming down. Yeah. So yeah, you guys. What's that?
Those ones like behind us, they're just like while every other gargoyle and ogre makes its way.
You don't see those. Okay, so yeah, you do your stakeout. Yeah, after maybe an hour, it's getting close to time. You're like, maybe you should call it day and get back to the others. But then you're like, all the others tripped out anyway, so who really cares? This is quieter. You spot a. Let me. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have. Okay, yeah, you. You kind of. You spot a. Let me. One second. I want to check what direction I have Yeah, you're on this way looking out. Very close to you, actually. Like, you're looking in all directions. You see, I'm going to put you back on the other map for a second, Chris, just so you know like what I'm talking about. Up, 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 up. See it. Are you here?
Yes, sorry.
From this shrine, like area, I mean, you can see, as you kind of look out, you kind of see them as they're leaving it, as they're leaving there. Yeah, you see a group kind of like, like the water's deep enough to have to wade through, kind of uncomfortably, like slowly start to make their progress, like in the direction of like the this little camp.
Can I insight whether or not they look victorious?
Yeah, you're really close. Like I mean, you're close enough to, you kind of want to duck down. They're only like 150 feet away from here. Like it's really fun close. You duck down on the edge, you get out your spyglass, and yeah, roll I guess an insight.
Insight looks like. Why did I? Oh, that's actually good. Yeah. If you don't see it, I got a 10, by the way, total.
Nice.
Which is my least favorite number for a player to get when I'm DMing 5e, because I'm like, is it passed? Is it not? Who the fuck knows?
They're like, they don't look ecstatic. They don't look distraught. There you go. That's what you can.
Okay, so are they wounded?
No, none of them.
Okay.
You see any signs of wounds?
Okay, great. So I'll point. If my heart hasn't noticed them yet, I'll point them out to him and say, perhaps we should be making our way back now. How many of them are there in that group, by the way, that are moving? Is it 2 wizards and a bunch of mercenaries? Would that make sense? How many wizards? I don't really care how many mercenaries there are.
Out of who in that group that you came back? There is only one wizard who came back.
Okay. And like, what's the total size of the group, roughly? Like 10?
No less, like maybe like 5.
Okay.
Like 1 and like 4 escorts.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I say, well, we still haven't counted for all of the ones I suspect are here, but if we overcounted, that might be all of them.
Perhaps.
Let's make our way back to the others now and tell them what we've seen.
Indeed.
It comforts me knowing where they are at the very least. They're not about to discover us on the far side of the city at least.
He goes. Yes, definitely worth knowing. And yeah, you guys. Okay, yeah, we'll say you safely make your way back, and we will start the next session when enter the room and see the mess that happened while you were away.